Welcome there, traveller. Please, take a seat, grab a drink, and enjoy the Sunday session.
Alright, we good to do a thing? Do you have a thing this time?
I could not remember a single thing because I knew that we just fucked around and Narlag was really fucking
Fuck
stupid.
around. We did things.
We did.
There were ghosts, I think.
Yeah, so Korik was like a ghost thing. Did we learn his name?
Yes.
Okay, so we learned Korik's name.
Yep.
We know that he's a ghost skeleton thing.
Yep.
We know...
I'm going to go with Revenant.
Yep.
Just because I like the word.
Also, that's probably what it is in
And
the books.
it's perfectly describing what he is. Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Would you like to define that for the people at home?
It's like a zombie. But
Just watch the movie.
What's it from?
Don't watch that movie.
I played a PC game called The Revenant years ago, and you played as like a guy who came back from the dead to carry out a. It's like a ghost, but a zombie. It's like a ghost, but a zombie.
It's kind of both those things.
It's like a ghost shoved inside a zombie, like a chicken inside a turkey.
Like a chicken inside a turkey.
Okay.
And you know how like
Spectral to duck it.
You know how like ghosts need to like resolve their earthly business. It's still that, but zombie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have like intelligent control over yourself rather than just going like thing.
Wait,
Right.
there
you go. That is the word for that.
You don't do that because that's what I do.
Thing.
I should have yelled that at this. Oh god, that was a bad one.
Why are you trying to kill everyone's ears?
Madre de Dios.
But yeah, you guys made it to the village of Barovia, negotiated terms on the purchase of some boats.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That took forever.
That took stupidly long. I still feel bad about how long that took.
And you should. You should feel bad.
Assisted in the officiation of a funeral.
Oh yeah.
And then witnessed the March of the Damned.
Have we gotten because Rudolf. He's on board with the plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that he's gonna sort of handle, like
Start doing plans within Barovia while the Burgomaster does things in Valaki.
cool. All right.
Obviously with the assistance of Ismark, because I remembered his name.
Ismark.
Hopefully with more like effort than he put in helping us with the werewolves.
Yes.
He was protecting them.
Well,
Also, that whole thing was over in like.
Yeah, I know.
6
To be
seconds.
fair,
Also-
we didn't actually need help.
also, isn't it like he's just an administrator basically?
You're talking about Ismark or Rudolph?
No,
Ismark.
Rudolph.
I'm talking about
Ismark.
Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about Rudolph, who is
right.
esteemed
hunter,
esteemed vampire hunter.
He's a Van Helsing.
Yeah.
He is a Van Helsing.
He's a Van Helsing.
You have a
Well, that's the thing. We haven't actually encountered vampires yet. If we do that, he's like, I got this.
You get a Van
Werewolves
Helsing
is like,
to
you know
Dracula.
what? Not my monkeys, not my circus.
Not my pay grade.
This one's on you.
Not my monkey, not my circus. Holy shit. It took me a little while. That was a slow burn for Ryan. Ryan's tired. But yeah, and I think after the Master of the Damned, I think pretty much everyone was going to go
Sleep.
have a little
I
nap.
think they did also put the boats over at the thing so that when we get there, we don't.
They let them up outside the outskirts of town, if I remember right.
yeah, like close-ish to where we were going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. We're setting out on adventure.
So if anyone needs to do long rest stuff, do long rest stuff.
I think I did that last week. I'm good. I don't have charges on shit.
Do you need to tap refresh on your pieces of paper there?
Done.
Sorry to pick on you for not having a digital device in your hand. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I don't like using a thing for my character sheets.
It's fine.
Yeah. Just
You're
feels
old.
weird. Sorry?
You're old.
Yes. I am the oldest person here.
Gen Z retro nonsense. You're going to be playing bowling with like actual balls and pins next.
Okay, the reason I spoke about it being surprisingly fun is because whenever I played it as a kid, I fucking hated it.
Because it
I
wasn't Wii
couldn't-
bowling.
I didn't know how to bowl, and it always went into the gutter.
Just so you know, you missed a perfect opportunity to reply to all of this nonsense with "Okay, Boomer."
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like you guys.
And none of us are boomers.
And we're not boomers in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but the problem is like saying that I'm not a boomer. I was born is like such a boomer thing to say. Like like accusing someone of being mad. You're like, can't say anything to that now because you're just proving the point.
Yeah.
Through gritted teeth.
Actually, yeah. When I once called a guy out for being a troll, he went off at me and tried to bait me, and I just didn't do anything. And it's like, okay, this is the perfect way to respond because you're just proving your own point.
Dawn breaks.
Well,
Early morning.
we should think you do your bit.
Someone had to do it.
What?
He said it.
Did it? Oh, I missed it. Okay. Wick is woken up first by the sensation of just like cold drips of water like splashing on the side of his face.
Saliva. It's going to be a werewolf.
What's that?
Waking up, you're sort of looking around sort of dark room. It's still dark outside. There's no sense of like dawn or anything so far, and you just hear the ever so light rain on the rooftop of the church. And looking up, you just see this slow drip through like a rotted board. It's just like dripping right onto the side of your forehead. He's getting that sort of splash. It goes, a little bit goes into your eye.
Were we not resting in his tiny huts?
Yeah, we were, I think.
I mean, there probably wasn't enough to go around, and
And he can probably design his huts to have a dripping thing.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
You probably can.
fuck
And
you
if
in
you want to
particular.
fundamentally not have non-dangerous things coming through there, then you have to like shut it off to everything, including oxygen, and then you've got to find that amount of time in your tiny hut. You can also call it a tiny tomb.
I feel like that would have come up the first time, and the second time it's
You
like
go in there and like
air, air.
eight people in there. You're like air and water probably seem fine to get in there.
Yeah, okay.
Also, we're going to jump over the Tiny Tomb Adventures idea that I just had, but I'm going to write that down for later.
Yes.
It's no snooze button on the leaky
You can just roll one foot to the side.
Wick springs out of bed and is ready to greet the new day. And I guess...
And he's just
2
like
a.m.
looking. Well, you don't exactly have a watch. Wait, do you?
No.
No.
Given how high your awareness is of everything, I would assume you would just know what time it is at all.
That's actually.
Oh,
a thing.
that Wick, he knows what time it is. Oh, wow, no. Roundly a no to that one, okay. Potential catchphrases. Strikes are on that one.
I mean, if we're gonna have a
decided
catchphrase,
no.
It needs to be this one.
No, it's not.
Yes, it does.
No, it's not.
Do you want to explain? Because I can't come up with anything
It's
that
from the
isn't
Book
just
of
terrible.
Mormon, and you need to see it.
Oh, yes, I do actually need to see that, but I think I'm actually going to run out of time/money.
It finishes on the 15th.
Yeah, the time thing's probably going to happen first.
It's like $70.
Sorry?
It's like $70. Do it.
Yeah, I spent all my money on a bathroom.
Well, fair enough.
You gotta pee.
Sometimes.
I was gonna... thing... Yeah, no, like, Wick went to bed early, like, he didn't stay up for the March of the Dead thing, because I'm thinking he would have seen it before.
I feel you might have been familiar with it.
So, he's well-rested and, like, up, bushy-tailed and bright...
Yep, so you sort of wake up to this.
Bushy-eyed and bright-tailed.
Yes. Bristling. But yeah, you sort of spring out of your
Cot?
Cot? Sure. And yeah, looking around the room to a sort of a crowd of sleeping forms. But yeah, outside you can just hear there's a sound of like water sort of flowing off the corners of the roof. Just not storm levels. This is just like a heavy drizzle at best.
Okay. Like, low visibility in the weather is probably only going to help us for this, so I'm feeling good about this.
Feeling good about this.
I'm going
Except
to...
that we know weather's pretty much all controlled by what's his name, don't we?
We don't know.
I mean,
Shit.
every...
we know that,
We know.
we know that he can manipulate it. We don't know that he controls all of it.
Yeah, I suppose.
That seems like
Last time he manipulated the weather,
That was
the
it.
rain was significantly redder than this.
That is true.
it was a lot worse. Yet
uh,
fun.
Wick's going to think for a second and go, what's the
That could be
easiest-
one way to get into the castle, like a huge, like, tidal wave of blood, and we, like, ride a log flume into the castle, and, like, it would be
How are we going to write it?
That is...
Wouldn't be as sneaky.
That is a way to get into the castle, yes.
Wick, thinking about what's going to be the quickest way to wake everybody up, he pokes Ulrich.
Do I have to roll?
No. I imagine you just wake up with the start, and I imagine that is loud and clanky.
Ah.
Good morning. It's heist day.
Cool.
It's heist day.
All right, let's go.
It's like, I got you, babe. It's like starting Groundhog Day.
Oh no!
I've rewatched that recently. It's a problematic movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He basically There's a
Anyway,
That's a movie about him trying real hard to gaslight a woman into sleeping with him.
Yeah.
That movie's just about that.
yeah.
And I think someone figured out that he spends like 40 years in there or something like that. Like, because
It's anywhere between 40 and like 40,000.
yeah, because he
There are arguments
he
to
mastered
suggest that-
the various things that he mastered. Like,
Yeah.
it takes several. Yeah,
Minimum of that, but there
Yeah.
is arguments that there is like biblical and like Buddhist influences in the whole thing, and the number 40 comes up,
Yeah.
and I've read fucking trees on this, and like an argument
Yeah.
that it's 40,000 years. he spent in there.
It takes something stupidly long to play the piano that well. Yeah.
And fuck Andy McDowell. Honestly, that takes like literally 3 months of hard effort.
There was
Fucking trust me, it is not. She's not an easy get.
There was an XKCD on like how long they had sex for and like how she would have gotten pregnant and then Kanye West was born or something.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's dumb as all fuck, but it's funny. I'll share it.
Okay.
okay.
Sorry, what were we talking about?
I woke up.
Kanye West being born.
I mean, I've been desperately trying to get us on track to play Dungeons and Dragons.
So let's do this Groundhog Day bit.
The dragon woke up, and then Kanye fucked Andy McDowell.
Yeah, essentially the alarm clock that is Ulrich has been triggered.
Although, if he does end up playing this day as a Groundhog Day, that'd be pretty cool. Like, pretty funny. I wake up and go, okay, cool, let's go on the heist.
That is the most calm you've been about doing anything ever.
There we go. Ulrich hasn't been replaced by a pod person. Yeah, we'll like wake everybody up and start getting ready to go.
By your reckoning, it's probably somewhere between 3 and 4 a.m.
Cool.
Some of these guys have not had the longest of sleeps. But there we are.
I don't think I used many spell slots yesterday. So.
For the sake of this, I'm not going to make you guys only have a short rest versus a long rest. It's you could have rested up to the point of having the thing, have a quick tour of the Master of the Dance, and then have to sleep again. I'm not going to punish you
I
for
will
the sake of my
install-
narrative.
It's that, or like Mage Hand just bop Ulrich on the head. 10 more minutes.
I'll install the stealth stuff into my... I'm basically just shoving padding into my armor.
Essentially, that's what it is. It does slow you down slightly.
Yeah.
I think I said about 5 feet on your average movement.
Yep.
But yeah, it does take away the disadvantage.
And I've got my thieves' tools like all laid out in my cozies and stuff.
Yep.
The ones that I broke, and the last one I've imagined.
Repaired and replaced.
Yeah. So I'm all kitted out for a caper.
Yeah.
I'll start chewing on gum, and then I can't talk. It'll just be a dragon with like chewing on gum.
That's
I love that.
Fucking peanut butter. That's what we forgot to get this entire time.
Please. Oh, God. I hate it so much. Now, like, you got a bit on this?
Not really.
No?
Yeah.
You're prepped and ready to go?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. I got healing potions. I've given them out to everyone.
Yep.
Provided-
Everyone was like, mark this for fucking real desperate times.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone keep one on you. It's for emergencies only.
They are standard healing potions.
But it's enough that we're able to get each other back up.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll get the boats and start heading down to the river.
Yep. Okay.
Does anybody know how to steer a boat? Anybody boat before?
I do not have proficiency in that.
Did we think this through?
How far do we have to go?
May have been some assumptions built into this particular plan of attack.
I mean, I just assumed you held the boat and then walked into the river and then.
Held it over you watch Pirates of the Caribbean and just figured you just walked along the bottom of the boat over the top of your head.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's just the 4 of us going, or 5 of us with Dave, and everyone else is staying here. So we're going.
I mean, Dave doesn't really count. I can just poof him away.
This was a siegey thing, so it wasn't a full thing. So I believe like Rudolph and everyone was starting to gear up for phase 2, which was
Cool.
full.
Did we have any? Did you put any thought into what I was saying about the whole monster attacking the gates while we're infiltrating, sort of thing?
I've thought about that, but at the same time, my use of spells is quite limited. So I can do that, but it's best used in emergencies.
And we're not 100% sure that Strahd can't just take over the monster and send it back at us.
I don't
that-
leave that alone.
That wouldn't be terribly different from what usually happens.
Good point. Yeah, we'd be like, oh no, the monster's coming back at us. That's normal, I guess.
In a slightly different way than it usually does.
with a degree more malice inside.
No, it'd be about the same amount of malice. About the same amount of malice.
It's just basically just putting the laser pointer in someone's direction and watch the cat chase you.
What was there was a comic this week I saw of someone playing COD or something, and they're like, "Oh, laser targeting," and they like shone it on a guy, and then the next clip is just him with all these cats all over him.
Nah, cute. It hurts. Yeah, boats. So carting them down to the river, essentially like holding them over your heads. Like two people per boat, essentially creating umbrellas made of boat. As you're going along, the rain just starts like coming down a little bit more heavy. There's water just sort of flowing off each side of you.
How far do we have to go on the river?
That far.
I'm making him get out of the book.
I mean, for it to be the plan, I think we've ascertained previously that it is a reasonable amount of distance down the river.
Yeah.
We sort of plotted this out to like we'll set out now so that it is like
about
Remember, it was
sunrise.
a few miles
Okay.
of a river, and there was some rapids involved.
And I'm imagining, like, we've got, like, pitons and that sort of shit for, like, anchoring the boats to the cliff face when we get to where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I believe you had.
before we do anything else, did anyone?
I'm going to
want
lean on
mage
to
armor
say
on
pittons
them?
because that's
I'm
the
assuming
way
you
you've said it
don't
now
need
rather than the
it.
way I pronounce it,
Does
because I don't think
anyone
either
want
has established
mage
what's
armor
actually
on
right.
I'm assuming you don't need it because you've got proper.
I've only
I'm
ever
not
seen it
sure
written
it
down.
would actually
Yeah,
work
same.
on-
It's 13 plus your dexterity. Use whatever's high. Do you want mage armor?
I'm wearing armor.
Okay.
Yeah, my armor's already 21, I think, and then plus once I do my magical bonus, I get another 2. So
I'll have this.
Yeah. I was just asking before.
I know
we
it doesn't.
actually
I
go
know
and
it
do
doesn't stack, but like I'm just really into like layers at the moment.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
You just like having a little glimmer over the top of your robes?
Yeah, yeah. And the more times you cast it, like the sparklier it is. And like I'm just really into it.
athletics rolls, I guess, for steering. I don't know like what you want.
Well, essentially, down at the shore at the I think it's called the Sierra Pools. That's a hard one to say. Yes, and the you can see like just with the weather that's going along, the river's flowing a little bit faster than you remember seeing it yesterday. Up ahead of you, you can see off to your left. You see the tall waterfalls, which you again you assume is the ones the wizard was thrown down at one point.
It's really nice. We should get like a portrait of them or something.
And that's watercolor. Ah, it's not a good time for it.
I'm going to have Dave flying just like overhead, just because
Yep.
it's good to have eyes in the sky.
Yep. All right. You have 2 boats.
I also I Batrick if at any point he was dismissed as a ritual.
Who's the
Use
lightest
back.
out of everyone? They should probably go with me, because I'm probably the heaviest.
I mean, we're all pretty light, given the circumstances.
Well, someone...
Comparatively, anyway.
I'm probably the lightest. Because as we have established, why you could stand to lose a few pounds.
Actually, yeah.
I feel like the fact that we had established that meant that we didn't really have to bring it up again. So that just felt bitchy, really.
Didn't have to or didn't want to.
And we don't know what...
Mr. Wayu knows his way around a pizza.
we don't know what Goopy McShapeshift over here is even made out of. He could weigh like 5,000 pounds. Super dense.
Goopy McShake.
Well, he's definitely super dense, but I don't know what his structure's
Hey.
like. But hey,
Yeah, because you know.
just to explain that joke for you.
I'll go in the lead boat
With
Ulrich.
Fucking no one. He's on his own now.
Yeah.
You're loud, I'm fat, you're dumb, and you're on your fucking own, buddy.
it's like paddling down the river. It's like, why am I going around in circles? Oh.
How long would it take us to actually reach our destination by boat?
I would say about an hour.
Okay.
We should hopefully...
I was
be
just
able to-
thinking,
At a
like,
guess, you would
yeah.
say about an hour with your vast boating expertise.
And we're judging...
Boatsmanship.
Many.
We're judging that it'll be about an hour until sunrise.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Timing checks out.
Let's go.
All right, so yeah, you're in front boat with
Ma.
Ulrich. All right. Casting off.
I
Strength.
cast
Heading-
boat go.
Heading down the river.
Why is like standing at the front of the boat, like mage handing off rocks and shit, standing on the bow of a ship headed for a new land.
Actually, that's a valid point. We both have mage hand. We sort of just push the boat from behind.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
We got
'cause you
boating.
You wouldn't be able to use it as an oar.
These two are
'cause it's
using
not
oars.
anchored
You're both
against-
just using like your mage hands as for
Just sitting there with a like
paddle.
Doggy paddling with the mage hands.
Boat, 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 your boat, gently down the boat. Boatly, 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 boat. Boat. Ba-boat, ba-boat. Ba-ba-ba-boat.
boat hand.
Did I mention I have a stutter?
Turning back, all right, the SS magic shit seems to be going well.
Okay, so the two guys that are not mage handing their boat down the river, if you can give me just basic strength checks. I'm assuming you'll have an oar each, basically canoeing your way down the river.
I got a 16.
16.
7.
7.
I didn't roll very well.
No, it's not a hard one. It's
Wait,
just
is
using
it-
a
is it-
paddle.
Is it strength or athletics?
Yeah, that makes a big difference. I think.
Okay, athletics. That would actually make more sense.
Then that would be 10.
All right, well then I got a
Oh,
24.
wait, no, sorry. 11, actually, sorry. Yeah.
Either way, you guys are definitely going round in circles. Like, one of you is doing a better job than the other.
Wick is actually super good at athletics.
Wick notices that Ulrich's having a shitty time. He's just like, fuck off.
You're doing
I got one of these machines in my gym. I know what I'm doing.
You're doing the whole thing, like paddling on the right hand side, realizing you're just like drifting leftwards the whole time. You like look back over your shoulder, looking at Ulrich, fucking just paddling at the surface of the water, and you're like flick over to the left hand side, fucking start straightening back up again.
Multi-oar drifting.
I rolled shittily, sorry.
Hey, this is why we're describing the bit as it rolled.
I've got decent
You're wearing padded armor. It's thrown off your.
It's not off your thing. And,
I will be going
and here's
5,
the thing.
5 feet less.
I am loving what's going to happen if this boat capsizes because you
Yeah, I'm aware.
You are not wearing a certified flotation device.
I'm very
You are wearing the direct opposite of a certified flotation device.
I'm very aware of this.
I'm looking at you. If you say YU is a certified flotation device, I'm fucking coming across this table with everything I have.
You can cast levitate.
Wait, can
You actually are a certified flotation device. What you got?
Hold on. Your phantasmal steed, can that like swim? Because if you can get like some kind of giant seahorse to just like
Aquaman?
Yeah, actually, I
Like
could do that.
Aquaman?
I could summon summon my steed and just make it an aquatic
Like a dolphin.
It's some sort of water horse. Like
Yeah.
some sort
A narwhal.
Yeah.
of, well, I was going to say hippopotamus because that's what a water horse is.
Hell yeah. What do I call a hippopotamus?
Hippopotamus.
Well, no, because I've got Rainbow Dash and
Gertrude.
Gertrude?
and what's the other one?
Gertrude?
That's from 20,000
Twilight
Leagues, isn't it?
Sparkle.
I don't think you can
Sheesh,
name a hippopotamus Twilight Sparkle. I think
I'm
that's
also concerned.
I think that's against the law.
So we spent 45 minutes buying boats, and now we're not using the boats.
No, I mean
Just
we're
checking,
we're
not
already
against
going.
it, just checking.
We've already gone.
You're on the water.
All right.
Okay. So, paddling. Fuck this bit so much. Fuck right in the ear. Alright. Paddling your way out of the pools, you start heading into the sort of faster flowing section of the next part of the river. On your left hand side, you start seeing like the hills sort of start going up and up along the bank to the point where it actually stops being more of a hill into more of a cliffside. Goes from actual like grassed area to the point where there's like slipways and rocks.
Nice.
On your right hand side is basically there's the built up bank, and there's just a slight rise before the hills drops down another level down towards Barovia, the actual village.
That's a nice little ditty.
It is
My favourite Christmas song.
It's a Christmas song of Michael Clean Clothes. All right. Lead boat.
Yes.
You've got okay. So the people that are actually scouting are in the back boat.
Yes, actually, because like
Because that was a
we can see through our familiars and shit.
yes.
I can see pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a perception check because it's
I mean, I also have dark vision, so
yeah, but you have rain vision
no.
with disadvantage if you could.
With disadvantage.
Because the rain is coming down and it's causing.
I rolled a 20 on the other one. It's 15.
Only a 15.
I got a 10 perception.
His passive is fucking 20. Jesus fucking Christ.
Don't be passive aggressive about his passive.
Passive, aggressive.
Wick's just good at things, alright? hey, you want to know how many spells Wick can cast? Let me just check. None spells!
None spells. Okay.
So what type of magic is non-spells?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the point.
Most-
I'm probably going to have to teach you like a spell.
Yeah, right.
Just because like none really. You don't not a single.
I mean, like I was thinking at the next level up, I can. It's a ability score up at the next level up. I could take a feat where I get magic initiate, and then I get a bunch of cantrips.
Ooh.
And then
Okay.
everyone can cast magic again.
Yeah, I can cast magic. I probably won't do that.
Well, just in case. Just in
Because
case.
it's really
you,
not his jam.
Just in case you do. Like every like on the trip in, with like the boats sort of jet up against each other. I'm like, all right, I'll just show you a quick. I'll just show you a quick trick. That
That translated to a
didn't really work for podcasts. No.
Okay. Up ahead of you, you can make out a little bit visually, but you can certainly hear it. Just the sound of like water over rocks, and on the approach, you start seeing just like the white water of a fast-moving river moving over big stones and shit. Rapids.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
All right.
Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna have to navigate these rock sort of thing.
Tell me how you're dealing with it.
So it's like trying to see where the rocks are and sort of, let's say, go to the left of them. Left.
To the left. Okay. So you're looking. Basically, give me an investigation roll
Okay.
with disadvantage because of the weather and the fact that you are not a boat person.
That's just racist. 15.
15. Okay, so looking over this, you're seeing like off in one direction, you see like these large, jagged rocks that look like they've recently come down from the cliff sides on the left, and they're almost like pointing up like spikes towards you, almost like tank trap sort of level. It'd be a real bad plan to go in that direction because that's one way down to Pierce Town.
Unless they're an illusion.
Unless they're an illusion.
They're not an illusion!
I got mage sight on. It's not an illusion. Down towards the middle, you see this like rapidly moving section of water where it's like moving past that collection of recent rubble into the river. It's fast, a lot faster than everything else.
But it's fast, so it's clear.
Well, you don't see the white water of water running over the top of like very shallow rocks.
Okay.
But you
Steer for the fast bit.
steer for the fast bit.
Steer for the fast bit.
All right. I'm gonna get a combined strength roll combined athletics roll between the two of you.
I rolled a bit better this time, so I got to 19.
Got 25.
25. All right, 19, 25, 34, 40. Yeah.
So one of the options, I may have been looking up fine steed options, is giant seahorse.
It actually is an option.
Doesn't it cost 10 minutes to cast that spell?
Oh yeah, good point.
And a ritual, so uninterrupted.
It's going to be hard to do that while you're under.
Maybe we can do that.
Holding my breath, and there's probably a verbal component too, and yeah.
Maybe we can do it when we're like on our way back.
Tomato. Hey, those
Actually, maybe I should have just
those
done
Bloody
that instead of
Marys you
taking
made are still in the
bites.
bottom of the fridge.
Really?
Yeah, there's a bunch left over. I wasn't sure if they're going to still be good.
That's like the pre-made, fuck yeah. I'm a Bloody Mary.
All right. So, between the two of you, you managed to sort of like point the nose of the boat right at this this funnel going through the rapids, and as you're sort of traveling through, you're just using the oars essentially as like rudders, trying to sort of steer yourself away from the rocks to the left and the right. You can both give me agility saves on the way through because this is bouncing you around at a real rate of knots.
Dex saves.
I'm kind
Dex
of
save.
I'm kind of dreading what's going to happen when YU and I have to go through this.
Oh, at least I rolled decently.
What's the plus I get from your wingwall?
+1, +3.
Oh, it's a saving throw?
It's a saving throw.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, you get +3.
So I got a plus 12.
Is that a 40?
I got a 30.
Well,
That's
I
a
got
plus
to
12, which makes it
21.
40.
I do fucking flips in the boat.
I got
You
to,
get bounced one time, you're like, wee, you land on your feet, and you're like,
I got to 21. So.
yeah, no, you're golden. So you sort of bounce to one side, bounce to the other side, but then just like a cork popping out of a champagne glass, like out the other end of this, back into the slower moving like eddy of
I
water on
imagine
the far
there's like
side.
a slow motion bit where we're like going, yeah.
And you just see flash. It's probably just lightning, but you never know. At the end of this ride, you might be able to buy a photo for $20.
Yeah.
I love all the ones that are like people that do like Scrabble and chess and stuff like that while they go down Splash Mountain.
Was that the
See you
pre-made
doing that
Bloody
bit for
Marys
some
that you made last week?
Okay.
That's good. That turned out alright.
The syringes are still in the fridge as well. They're probably not good.
I'm
That
not
probably
going
needs
to
some
see her
context
do a
over the
syringe
podcast.
of bloody Okay. Talk me into it.
That took some talking.
I'm not going to do this. Actually.
All right. Team Magic Hands.
Alright, cool. Best team name.
How are you dealing with this? You've just seen seen Team Physical Power go through this.
I think it's going to be Magic Hands.
I'm not just going to cast levitate so we can just go.
Peasants.
Yeah, but that's on you, not the...
You can cast it on the boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
You cast it on an object.
You have spells.
Up
You
to
have
500
spells
pounds.
that you can deal with. I figure you'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, like, if we're...
Oh, how's the wizard going to get out of this one? I wonder if perhaps there is maybe a...
Physical brawn.
I will look inside my book for a solution. A magic spell? By Jove, I've cracked it!
Oh my god!
All of that was out loud and just as sarcastic as that.
Yep. Oh, that's why I figured you're doing the character voice. That wasn't the regular Trev voice. So?
No, like drinking a martini.
I know it's a wrong Leo reference, but he's got the martini glass while on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, like, if we're levitating, we're levitating. If not, mage handing, and then like whatever roll.
Okay, at what point do you put levitate on this? Because that's going to pretty much determine your fucking tangent direction.
I don't have levitate, so it's up to Trevor.
Trevor?
Wow, okay. So it's just, you don't have levitate. Well, I levitate. You in the boat are in some fucking trouble, man.
As you just like the boat like dips out below, you're like just like drifting off. Uh-oh.
Get some spell slots.
You float off, just like bounce off the fucking the cliffside slowly.
Where's your abominations now?
I'm not wearing underwear. As you drift on the top of him in your wizard cloak.
He has put on.
Come into it.
I mean, he has put on his robe and wizard hat.
And nothing else.
He likes it breezy down there.
Alright.
So the reality is, cast levitate on the boat, and
At what point? Because I want to work out what direction the boat is going.
the good time.
Because it's not going to be like levitate.
The appropriate
it's not
time.
going to levitate exactly like 1 foot above the water the entire way. It's going to be on a fucking particular trajectory when you do this.
I mean, we have the mage hand, so we can push it around. But yeah,
That's a very good point.
That's what I was imagining. Like with like the crest of a wave.
You're like,
Levitate.
How long does
Get some fucking air on this shit.
How long does mage hand last?
As long as it's cool.
Oh, okay.
well, okay, like because it's a
It's a
cantrip, we
cantrip,
just
yeah.
like you just keep it on.
So
What
yep,
are the
crest of a wave, come off into like a beautiful arc, and then just fucking spam out
Like
the mage
from-
hand.
the mage hand is just like
Pushy.
pat, 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 just keeping the fucking trajectory down. All right.
Like an ET.
Flappy Birds. It just becomes like Flappy Birds at that point. Boom, boom, boom.
Yep. All right.
We like muscle our way in there through grit and determination. You guys like boop, boop, boop.
One of the other suggestions for
No, like, is
potential
mixing a drink
mount
why?
is a giant bat.
Yeah.
That sounds all. Although I don't know how well a giant bat would do carrying me.
No,
Probably not.
not. I would suggest not good.
Yeah.
It'll be just a giant mouse with wings,
Yeah.
mostly ground based.
Also, like given the setting, it feels like that would be a bad call
Yeah.
in the
A
whole
dragon.
realm of like the vampire lord taking control of things. Feels like giant bat might be something he has on lockdown.
Flying the bat.
Oh,
the bat's all
thank
like,
you.
That is home.
Or he's just like looking through his spyglass, like, is that one of mine? Is that? You see the serial number on that? That's not one of mine.
I didn't know they could come in giant.
Oh, he has the new model.
Oh, how wonderful.
I will have to get one of these.
I'm actually picturing what we do in the shadows, where they're all small bats, and then the Baron comes, and he's just this giant winged
Yep.
bat who just is not in any way subtle.
Gross. It's gross.
So how's the mage handing going?
But yeah, okay. Deliciously. I'm going to get you both to give me Arcana checks to control the situation. It'll be a
trajectory.
combined Arcana value to try and basically equivalent, do an equivalent to what
Magic
these.
sailing.
Ooh. I got a 10.
Total,
Yeah.
including all your
He's not that kind
amassed wizarding power.
He's not that kind of warlock.
He's not that kind of warlock.
I mean, like, if we were using my spellcasting modifier, it'd be better.
That's not what I asked for.
Yeah, yeah. If
17.
17. So we got a 27.
Wait, did we gain a level recently? Or
Nope.
No.
You can keep trying and asking and requesting.
Ryan promised after this next caper we would gain a level. He's contractually obligated.
So on
to,
our new character.
I'm not entirely sure I said promised. It was more of a case of alluded to the possibility. Had you guys survive.
I heard an airtight guarantee that we would get a level up after this game.
I feel like every time we try to gaslight him by saying, I'm fairly certain we leveled up last time, or like, no, you definitely said we'll level up next time, it slips by another session.
Well, I just assumed,
maybe.
It's a whole thing like Pacific Rim. It's like reset the clock.
I just assumed that it was our
One
next
less
character
amulet in the
was gonna
world.
be a little higher.
I think it is adorable that you think we're going to do another set of characters.
TPK. All right, another round of characters into the breach.
Yeah.
This time for sure. Hey, this time.
Oh, no. If we die, like that's the curse of Strahd over. Like Strahd's won, and that's just this like area fucked.
And the world ends.
Does
Remember the stakes? We established the stakes
Actually-
are more important than this.
Oh,
They're
that's
quite
right.
high.
Yeah, good point. I forgot about
Tartarus
that.
open,
Yeah, I
the
forgot
Titans
about that.
upon the world.
Yeah. Well, we go and like our other characters go off and kill the Titans.
Oh yeah, then that's going to work out a lot better.
Yeah.
Couldn't kill a fucking vampire, but oh yeah, the Titans. Though.
A vampire lord that's just essentially locked himself in his room,
We'll be a level higher.
which essentially is what this is. He's sulking and locked himself in the room, and the room
Well, I
is
mean,
his
not-
entire country.
Not deliberately. You didn't really have a choice, did you? I thought the gods.
Are you assuming his motivations?
He is emo. Yeah.
I don't think you've even got that much so far. Alright, so the impromptu airship bounces through the air over the top of the rapids. How long does levitate last? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
A good amount of time.
I believe it's 10 minutes.
The best amount of time.
Or is it 1 minute?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. So for the next little while, Team Brute Strength is just paddling along with this boat just like
Floating behind us.
lobbing itself over the... Yeah, Flappy Birding itself behind.
I'm going with Team Gym Class.
Team Gym Class versus Team
Library.
Team Nerds.
Yeah, no,
Team Chemistry
Team
Club.
free
Wouldn't it be
period?
Team Bros? At that point, it's Team Bros, isn't it? Like we're more.
Team smoking behind the bike sheds.
Team Cool.
We've also, like, very obviously got illusionary boat paddles, and are very sarcastically like, this is so
I feel like it's more like Team Extra
fake
Credits
sweat.
now.
You know, Strahd notices this because of sarcasm. I'm going to be very annoyed.
There's a, what is this? Some sort of flying boat. I can't do the voice.
Oh, this is the new Gilbert and Sullivan.
It may come back and save us. Like, we're about to lose. And he's like, you know what? That bit you did before, fantastic. You live.
Forever.
I am the very model of a modern major arcanist.
Oh my god.
Continue. Just skip past. Skip past.
That just happened.
I'm
Okay.
actually quite proud of myself for that one.
That was good. That was real good. Okay. The river flows on. The bank on the right hand side just raises up and up and up further, basically almost mirroring the situation you've got on the left, which is rising cliff faces. You start to roll around a sort of a slow left hand curve, then follow like a snaking right hand curve along this river path. Can I get perception checks for the familiars and Wick?
Hey, that's my name.
So that's a nope.
It's an 18 plus some stuff.
26.
I mean, Dave's passive is 14, but no. It's a bad roll.
Okay. Up ahead, you see like this real gnarled looking like tree root poking out of one of the cliff sides, and hanging from it are the forms of, looks like about 4 or 5 like leathery wings hanging from underneath, and just sort of moving slightly in the wind, but they've got themselves sort of shielded up against the the weather that's sort of dripping off around their leathery outside.
Surveillance cameras.
Sorry?
They're clearly surveillance cameras.
Bat cameras.
Bat cameras. Bat mirrors?
Everything in Strahd's castle is a bat device now.
Bat shark repellent.
He is Batman.
Bat credit card.
Why are we doing this? Why?
Bat cause.
There's not
Door
going to be a
handles
way
made
for
out of
us to get past this without alerting the bats.
The bats?
Are they... Look, does it look like we could possibly, like, silently coast underneath them?
That's what you want to try, if you want to try that.
But what I'm just wondering is, does that, like, from the layout of it, does that look remotely possible?
Potentially.
Okay.
They are currently...
Like, they're not, like, dangling into, like, just above the water where
No, they are.
we'd be hard
You're not going to,
pressed
like, wang your head on
That's
the
what I'm
bat as
asking.
you...
Question.
Well,
Are
you
we
guys
gonna
might.
wang
Yeah, I was
our
about to say you might. You're like Flappy Birding around.
I love it. That's become a verb. But yeah,
how close are the two boats together? Can we, like, talk?
I would say so.
Who was it who had telepathy?
Yup.
Okay.
One
Oh,
way.
but it's only one way. Yeah, yeah. Cool.
I'm gonna, like, eye contact you, and I'm gonna, like, point at the bats, and I'm gonna be like...
I'm just going to proof Dave next to you, and you can talk to him, and I can hear what you're saying.
I'm trying to be quiet because of the bats.
Okay.
But I'm...
Bats can hear good.
Can they?
What?
What?
But I'm pointing at them, and I'm...
Alright, can I roll insight to see what the hell he means?
Sure.
How noisy is it to bring in Dave?
All right. Give a rough description of what you mean.
I point at the bats. Explosion? Question mark?
Oh, okay. Like, I thought you were going, like, watch out for the wings. Yeah.
I didn't fart. It was the bat.
That's a different direction. That is...
No, like, just goes telepathically. No.
What?
Best not to alert them at all. I mean, you're not wrong. It's best to just, like, try and leave them be.
We don't want a situation where Strahd's looking out through and he just sees static when he looks through these particular bats.
Like, he's just sitting there, just like swiping through like
Yeah,
camera screens, and one just comes up like it's like
Tapping the screen.
all right.
I had the technician here yesterday.
We need to do is we need to hack the bat. You need to get
We need to-
Patrick. We need to hack the bat
Okay,
and
so-
put it on a loop.
All right, so what we're going to do, send Patrick up, record what they're hearing, and then just play back on a loop.
I mean, you are an illusionist. That is possible. Like,
It's-
Is it or was it some very dumb thing Trev just said? It was hilarious, but
I'm actually willing to say that might be possible.
I mean,
as an
Okay.
illusionist,
And look,
Okay.
look, you got okay. What you can see. I'll get closer.
So
to the
what-
microphone. You can see like there's a collection of bats. One of them does look significantly larger than the rest, sort of hanging in the middle of them. Making sure I'm not wearing my bat shirt.
is it awake or asleep?
They are hanging upside down. They are sort of.
Oh, yeah.
You can't tell whether they're awake or they're asleep because they've got their wings sort of leathery wings wrapped around them, essentially protecting themselves from the weather.
you can cast spells through your familiar.
I can cast spells through my familiar.
Uh-huh.
As a bat, he obviously has excellent hearing, and prestidigitation can do minor sensory effects, including like sounds.
Yep.
So,
I mean, minor illusion does sounds as well.
fuck, all right, I'm going to burn a spell slot on the dumbest idea in the world, but like, okay, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Minor
Hey, look,
illusion.
you guys.
Well, isn't like prestidigitation is essentially a minor illusion, really? Like, it's
Yes, but minor illusion's a cantrip as well.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, send Patrick up to perch right next to the bats. Listen for silence.
Yep.
For a good 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And then
How do you play back silence over the top of noise?
hang on.
There is such a
Wait,
thing.
I've actually got
as-
a bit for this.
Is it? Do you have to spell silence?
Shut up.
I guess we're going to have to be, like, quiet going underneath them.
Well, I don't know. That's a
Silent running. But do a thing.
Do the running with
been
your hands
under-
behind you, and no one will catch you.
I've essentially been under
Naruto
the
run
assumption that I'm
on
not
water.
allowed to talk since we got in the boat.
That's
Good.
reasonable.
I can't find it on Spotify, but there is a song that is
The sound
3
is-
minute and 44 seconds long. Of
Which
silence.
version?
It's the extended cut. Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
the,
no. More the point
Oh,
is
so-
the
so- so-
Simon
the-
and Garfunkel or the
Well, no, that's the sound of silence.
That's what I was thinking he's doing.
No. There is a song that is 3 minutes, 33 seconds long of silence, of no sound. Yeah, someone recorded that, and they actually get royalties for every time someone plays nothing.
Capitalism's pretty great, huh?
Also, there was a band.
I'm
that
starting
did
to think it has
an
its
entire album
flaws.
that was silent, and they just got their fans to listen to it.
No,
so
I think it wasn't the entire album. I think it was like they left like the last an hour or something on the last song or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just silence.
Yeah, the more people listened to it, the more they were able to fund their their tour.
Again, capitalism is great, guys.
I mean, people abusing capitalism is great.
No, yeah, fair.
Hashtag eat the rich.
Right, so what's your plan?
Fucking Bernie Sanders is out there with his ears pricking up, like they're getting it. Look, I mean, silence would be so much easier, but I think this is funner. we're gonna go with this. It is going to be like rushing river sounds.
Yep.
Just like
Proximity-wise, right next to him, so
Yeah.
he tries to drown out anything else.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
fine.
Any sort of non-localized sound will be overwhelmed by.
Okay, so what I'll get you guys to do is essentially do stealth rolls with advantage because of Batric's interference. How's that sound?
And just like in the river, I'm guessing we've got like some momentum going for our thing. Like
Yep.
pull the
Pull the
oars
oars up
in
and just like
and just be like hunkered down in the boat, sort of being super quiet.
So I had already cancelled out the disadvantage for my stealth. Now I actually get an advantage.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Wait. No, because it doesn't cancel out the thing. It just the thing gave you advantage, so you can't get a second advantage. It's basically
Yeah,
you'll be rolling one dice.
Yeah, you don't get double advantage.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I got exactly middle. Which I have a feeling I
Is
have
yours like
not
11 billion?
Well, I only rolled a 12, so
This will also be combined on each boat.
okay. Well, I got a 25.
25.
22.
I'm sorry, you got
10,
what
but
to
I'm
start
seeing
with and got
if
to
I have
what?
any bonus.
12.
I would seriously doubt that you would have much in the bonus realms of.
I might have
stealth.
one, maybe. I'm hoping for one.
Some decks, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's what
dex
I'm
based.
just.
I got fucking +2 to stealth.
No, I have 0 decks, so that's
So you got 10,
Plus
and
13
you had.
to stealth.
Fuck off.
So
I
you
got
got
10.
10, and what was yours? Sorry,
25.
25. So that's 35 for that boat.
I got 22.
22.
Oh,
That's
nice.
44. Okay, Team Flappy Bird, just like coasts. It's just on the breeze.
Your leaf on the wind.
Leaf on the wind.
Watch how.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh shit! Oh crap!
yeah, you're about to get.
About to get a stake through the
Oh
head.
dear.
Yeah, that's just
Well, one of us had a good run. R.I.P.
We're in the water.
Don't. You don't have to.
Someone's getting washed.
You don't have to. Oh god.
Yeah.
One
Thank
of
you
us
for doing
washed
that
out.
slightly further away from the microphone this time, but slightly closer to another one.
Well, like halfway in between.
Yeah, that is exactly what I described. Okay, and Team Non-Flappy Bird. I don't know what team
Team gym class.
team Jim Goals.
Jim Henson.
Yeah, again, like oars up, like quietly lay them down in the crouching down within the boat, and you just hear the sound is like the boat that's bouncing on the ripples on the water. It's like dunk, 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 dunk. What you can see, because you have to like stop and actually look through battery, don't you?
Yeah.
All right.
Although, like, weirdly, like, he sees with echolocation, so wouldn't it be that I'm deaf when I'm... Like, how does that actually work?
The thing
all
says
of your
blind and deaf.
Yeah,
you are
all-
blind and deaf while you look
Oh,
through
okay.
your
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, okay. Alright, that
So
makes
yes, you're right.
What? What? Huh?
What?
So he's being an old wizard right now.
Yes.
Blind and deaf.
If you want to look through him, you can. But otherwise,
I feel like I'm going to see, like, a bunch of upside down bat dicks, but like, okay.
They're orange, you know.
I didn't.
Is that a real thing, or are you just making that up on the spot?
This is not Hakiel's fucking.
I assure you, I did not make it up on the spot.
Because like there is that thing about echidnas having a 5-headed penis.
I thought it was 2, but is it 5? That is horrifying.
It is so disturbing.
Now I'm left wondering if you guys know way too much about animal penises, or if this is something that I don't know enough about.
Some nature guy told me about it.
I knew someone was going to bring up ducks.
It's ducks.
Some nature guy at the ABC told me about it. I'm just like, that can't be right. And then I looked it up later, and no, it's right. They're fucking weird animals.
Yes,
I'm imagining the context for this is that you're just standing there and some guy walks up and he's like,
I'm a nature guy. Hey,
let me talk to you about animal dicks. Here is a list of animals that have more than 3 dicks.
Hello, listeners. Would you like to hear about echidna dicks?
you think the tops of them are spiky? Look at the undercarriage.
It's like a little hand.
Good morning, children.
They have
Today we're talking of
5
colours.
prongs. That's 1 prong, 2 prongs. Oh, excuse me, I have to go.
I need some water.
I think a few people need to rehydrate, apparently. I told you I have a refractory period.
Would anybody else like some hydration?
I think intermission there. That's
Intermission.
Now a note from our sponsors.
Ryan, hydration?
next
please.
Sunday.
5 prongs. Oh no. At some point, we'll get into this fucking castle.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think we will. I'm dubious.
This is where we meet the.
Ryan only bought half the module, and he doesn't actually have the castle in there, and he's just like...
They EA'd the shit out of this. This is like my little microtransactions all the way. It's like, do you want to go to Castle Ravenloft? Well, that's another $20.
You did not think we'd even get this far.
They actually planned it really well. They just realised that like, everyone's going to start it. Most D&D groups are going to fall off, so they get their money out of that. But all the committed ones, they're going to keep on spending that extra $5-10 at a time.
I mean,
Holy shit, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
Capitalism's great, guys.
God. Save us, Bernie.
We live in a society.
Oh, God.
But I'm also seeing like halfway along this river, we're going to see the shopkeeper again, and there's going to be another like 2-hour conversation about buying boats.
Yeah, hey there, great day for fishing.
Okay. I really don't know how to move on from that.
What does Patrick see? There.
Yes.
Please not a penis.
I didn't ask. No one asked.
I didn't even look that up. That's just in my Facebook feed.
Okay. Let's
Again,
please,
looks down low.
please,
Oh, I've
let's
got to
keep
go
going.
again.
Fucking algorithmic curated shit are you getting?
At this point, you got to really wonder whether your phone's just listening to you.
Okay.
It's like, bad penises.
What does Patrick see?
Is battery? Is battery?
I don't know, man. Can we just be there? What is Patrick? I'll take a second, like on the crest of an arc where it's like cool. I can do like a 4-second check in without going like totally blind and deaf. Like quick check in.
Well,
How we
you
go?
essentially your vision fades, and then like it gets picked up with the sort of the slightly fuzzier fuzzier vision of a bat, but you get that strong sense of hearing and the extra sensation that gives. It's a little bit daredevilish. You see the larger bat that you've basically like flown up and perched a couple of bats down the branch from that one. Sort of like do the whole sort of thing where it's sort of like ruffles slightly, like spreads its wings out and like brings them right out, and it's like stretches slightly, and like looks over to the left, looks over to the right, pauses for a moment, and it just like shakes the wings off, and like wraps them back around himself, and the head's just sort of like hanging out the bottom, just like looking around towards the river.
Because bats can see. They have eyes.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I was waiting for him to pause, realize Patrick was a female, and then you would want your
Why?
Yawn.
And then we're doing D&D hashtag Me Too. That's my bit.
Cursestrad Knights.
With bat sex.
There's 5 giant bats and 1 regular-sized albino bat.
Yeah, I was not going to roleplay getting fucked by an orange penis again.
again.
It's not since that Trump campaign.
Orange, you know.
It actually just looks like a Cheeto.
Keep going. Let's move on.
Deeper down the river.
Oh, yeah.
Deeper. All right. Patrick is going to remain hanging there unless you pull him back for whatever reason.
For a couple of minutes at least, then he'll make sort of a graceful exit.
Is he just going to fly off? Or are you
I do like the bat equivalent of like, oh, right, yeah.
I've got somewhere to...
Bat out.
I'm going to head out.
Alright, I gotta head out. Do you guys need anything from the... No, yeah.
Same bad time. Same bad channel.
There we go.
Someone had to,
So
someone had to do it eventually.
the river sort of continues onwards. Eventually, sort of Patrick catches up with the boats.
So he's Flappy Birding next to the Flappy Birdie.
At this point, I think actually let's deal with that.
Thank you.
Levitation is coming to an end very soon.
Oh no. I don't have a plan for this.
The way levitate finishes is like when it runs out, you slowly go back.
Yeah.
to
Yeah, it just slowly drifts down. Anyway.
Yeah,
Yep.
which we figured out after...
after causing someone to splat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool though.
I liked our version better, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, uh-oh. It's just very Looney Tunes. Okay. The boat just sort of like takes one more little loft upwards and then just like drifts downwards and just hits the stern, sort of hits the water first. The bow then sort of like dips into the water level. The whole thing rocks for a little bit. You guys can both give me agility saves.
Are we within range for his aura?
What's the range of the aurora?
It's like 10 feet, right?
I believe it's 10 feet.
It's 10 feet at the moment. Yeah.
No.
Oh, bugger. Nah. That's a 5.
I did better than me.
I mean, like, it's a 7 for me, but, like, still, that's not great.
Where's your patron now?
I don't know.
Okay.
Being patronizing.
So the two magical folk who are known for their athletics and nimbleness and so forth just basically land softly in the water and just yeet themselves out of the side of the boat. You're both in the water.
I try to climb back in the boat.
All right. This is going to be going some pretty fun athletics checks because you are in fairly fast-moving water.
Alright.
Not rapids level, but this is not a meandering river.
Is there any way for us to sidle up to the side of the boat to stabilize it?
Tell me guys what you guys are doing to try and fix
So-
this.
If we try and,
I mean, I got a 19.
essentially just grab
Right,
hold of
no,
their boat to
17.
keep it stable while they're trying to climb in. Because we're not going to be able to pick them up to put them in, but if we hold it steady...
He rolled a 17 on his athletics.
Okay, so you're swimming back up to the side of the boat and sort of grabbing hold of it and trying to pull yourself out of the water.
I'm assuming this is, like, not canoe shaped. So this is, like, has the
It's
flat
more of a
back.
dinghy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get on from the back.
All right, so you're sort of like you've basically swum the athletics check to get you to the side of the boat. You've sort of grabbed hold of the side and you're basically like shimming your way around it. That's that roll. What's your plan?
Well, to begin with, just out of like panic, it's probably just going to be the same. Like physically, just try to climb back up into the boat.
Yep.
Let's roll first and
Athletics.
see like athletics, see how that goes. Okay. Yeah, that's actually right. That's 16.
16. Same sort of deal. You're sort of getting up there, but you're trying to do the. I imagine you're trying to do this while like holding your book bag above the water. So you're like swimming one-handed, trying to fucking make sure that these books don't end up drowned.
You fall in the pool, but you've still got your phone in your hand, like above the water.
You didn't think of like ziplock bagging your books.
Next time.
It's fine. You can just put all the books in like a bowl of rice, and they'll be fine.
Okay. And you two are sort of like sidling up.
Hearing the splash, we'll try and bring the front boat about.
Yep.
Try and lend or just head back over there and see if we can help.
Okay, so if you give me a combined athletics again to sort of like steer the boat in that.
It's 11.
Go to 13.
So 24. All right. Paddling towards these two.
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, I know you did. I wish it was a 1.
I wish you were a 1. I don't know why. Look, it's fine.
Wait, why did you have disadvantage?
I didn't.
You didn't?
Oh, okay.
No, that was it. That was a 2,
the
just
other
for
one.
general luck.
Right.
Yeah, you guys sort of paddle overwards, and this is a less graceful sort of sidling up to the boat where you give it like a good solid nudge. If you two that are hanging onto the side of the boat can give me quick strength saves.
With the...
You are really in range now, so they messed with you, but also helped you at the same time by just getting a little bit closer.
I got a 14 for the save.
19.
19.
19.
You guys basically get jostled, but manage to keep your grip. Assuming you're towards the back of the boat, I think that was the way we said. Give me a strength check just to sort of grab hold of the boat and hang on to it. While Wick...
Yay, I finally actually roll. Okay, now, athletics or strength?
Strength.
Strength is 20.
20. Alright, so, at this point here, now you two get advantage on the athletics or strength checks to try and pull yourself up, because basically the boat has been stabilised somewhat, because Ulrich has been essentially hanging on to it and keeping it...
Oh, that's not bad.
That's an 18.
And no bonus?
Nope.
Nat 20.
Oh, was it 20 on one of them?
Yep.
Nine-
And 19 on the other.
You basically
About
like...
as good as you can do.
You do a cool flip.
Fucking parkour up the side of that thing. It splits.
Alright.
Rope comes down.
Bring out your beard.
At this point here, you're both back in the boat. You are dripping wet. Your book is saved somehow, but it is.
It wasn't before, but now.
I mean, like, I would
Well, he was
assume
holding
he
like
just
this.
like, had it on the floor of the boat.
No, I'm like in the bag of rice.
I mean,
I'm
it's a-
thinking
it's
just
a
it just
magic-
lives in a bag of rice now.
It's a magic book. It's probably at least slightly resistant to water, maybe.
Yeah, like most of the Samsungs, but I guarantee you're not going to go throw it in the pool.
And it's also got a lot of, like, already composed of a lot of viscera.
Oh yes, the Facebook as well.
Yeah, like rendered fat would make it sort of hydrophobic anyway.
Yeah.
Wick's like, all right, let's try not to do that again for the rest of this trip, if we can, blokes.
Fair enough.
Mage hand. Sugar their boat.
All right, let's head on.
Okay. You can sort of raft up at this point if you wanted to try and actually just have the two boats next to each other. That's an option you can always do.
Pontoons.
Like a pontoon.
Doesn't
Doesn't work
I
so
don't
well
actually
with-
know what that is. Just I like saying pontoon.
It's essentially just a bunch of boats rafted together.
It's that movie about the old people that go swimming and they get younger.
Good. Yeah.
That's Cocoon. For those people who are too young.
No, I liked it.
I've apparently found your sense of humor.
See, I was thinking that movie that's like set in the Vietnam War.
Yeah, I was thinking.
That's
I thought you were
Platoon.
going to say Platoon, and I was like, okay, yeah, I get that. And then you started saying, I'm like, what?
There was a dumber
Yeah.
version of that joke.
Or the sci-fi movie where they're on the planet with the giant worms.
That's not even.
Doesn't have the 2 syllables, but I get where you're going with this one. All right. How are you guys
Play
proceeding?
with me in this space.
All right. Yeah, how are you guys proceeding at this point?
By boat.
Yeah, probably we'll keep going on boat.
Carefully and without further incident.
Uneventfully.
I mean, like, we're...
If you're asking,
I think you guys are just solved D&D. It's like, we do this in the safest way possible where we win.
I mean... Like,
What do I need to roll?
Probably just keep going the same way we were going. It was going fine up until, like, we crashed.
Yeah, don't crash again.
You
Hey,
also like lost a spell slot doing that.
He lost a spell slot.
Yeah, but you don't want to use too many more. We probably need them.
You need those spell slots.
Yes.
Can I?
You don't want to drown with water in your canteen, though.
I mean, you don't.
Let's keep moving.
Can I grab hold of their boat and
Yep.
just basically keep it next to us?
Yeah.
Just lash them together.
Yeah, you can actually do that.
And then lash them together.
You can lash them like basically side by side, and you can just have like one big, much more stable thing. It won't go through rapids, but you can
Totally
keep.
should have just summoned a seahorse before doing all of this, and then just
Doesn't matter. Let's keep moving.
Seahorses are
Look,
2020, man.
You guys
can't live
spent
like that.
so much time buying and stealing boats. You had to use these. These are Chekhov's boats.
Yeah. Although I figured out I was going to call my seahorse Fluttershy. So.
Whatever. Let's keep moving.
We have to come back if that helps.
I think you're just gonna fly yourself out of a cannon out of.
I'm just going to fucking teleport.
Here's the secret. We have no extraction plan. It's probably going to be every adventurer for themselves.
I mean, that's how it always is.
Just fucking yeet yourself out of a window into the river pool. Sorry, I'm just loving the term yeet. I've been using it as much as I possibly can lately. It is the best
It is
current
fantastic
term
to
going
use.
around.
I still barely get what it is, and I
It's
don't
it's
care
a
enough.
dumb way of saying thrown.
I know, but I don't care enough to remember. So let's keep going.
All right, cool. All right, lashing these two things together, the two boats are much more stable, if not a little bit slower moving, but it does give you the opportunity to actually sort of take shifts at rowing and actually have better lookouts.
Also, all four of us, like, doing something to help move the boat is probably going to move it faster than...
Yeah. All right.
So what you're saying is we should have done this from the beginning.
It
Probably
would not
around
go
rapids.
through rapids. That is a bad plan that involves two boats upside down with a lot of people in water on spiky rocks.
Also, the combined weight of everyone probably wouldn't be able to withstand levitate. So,
All right. Those who are rowing, please give me athletics checks. Those who are looking out, please give me the other ones.
I'll row. I have rowed.
I'm rolling really shitty today.
I got a 25.
I like this.
I got to 13.
That was a 38.
25.
You guys are observing.
I got an 18.
18.
And I got a 1.
A natural, physical.
Physical 1. 1, 1, 1, 1.
All right. So you're looking around. You're doing that whole thing like trying to shield your eyes from the rain, but you look up a little bit, right, so you just get like a fucking flurry of rain drops like in your eyes. You're doing the whole like trying to blink them out of your eyes. You're essentially temporarily blinded as
Fair
you
enough.
deal with water directly in your face. You up ahead, you see just like this faint light up on the cliff sides. It's sort of like, well, you've got like the haze and the mist of a pretty heavy drizzle going into actually rain at this point, and just see like the soft glow of it.
And then it flashes 3 times, and then dashes 3 times, and then flashes 3 times.
I'm not sure how you save people's souls when they're also sort of trapped in this location anyway. But yeah, it's sort of like a red hue to the colour, but it just looks like a faint light about 2/3 the way up a cliffside.
How far distance-wise do you...
You'll be looking at about 500 yards down the river, but then about 60, 70 feet up the cliffside.
Send Dave over.
All right. I was thinking this would be still within your range. Okay. As you get Dave closer and closer, you start to make out that this light is coming through coloured glass. There is a structure that is built out the side of the cliffside. It's got the steep pointed roof to make sure like any like debris and everything from the cliffs just rolls straight off. But there is ornate stained glass windows.
From the schematics we've read, is this the location we're looking for?
It would appear so. You've physically seen it as well because you saw it through the scrying pool. The Mordenkainen has.
Okay, so
So yeah, looking at it, that's essentially what you see. You see it's a wooden structure. It's got stonework around the basework of it. A couple of large support beams made of like heavy timbers that come out of the cliffside and support underneath this point. It's about 15, 20 feet by about 10 feet jutting out of this wall. But yeah, it's sort of depicts the images of a couple of regal-looking folk. But in the background you see sort of the familiar spires and everything of Ravenloft Castle, but up around them, there you just see like the actual like the artistic rendition of like sunlight showing up behind the castle, and around sunlight with that image, the castle looks actually quite beautiful. It's got some amazing architecture. It's the gloom and everything in the setting of the constant haze and overcastness and just the gloom.
reason everything looks terrible is because of Strahd, not because of like the castle.
Potentially, but under that condition, it may just be a stylized look. You don't know. You haven't seen this place in the glory of the sunshine, but yeah, it looks quite impressive.
Alright, I'll let everyone know that we're getting close.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
No, did we bring like a really long rope or a rope ladder?
That was a
got a rope
rope ladder.
Okay.
I believe it was whatever length I said it was originally. You got enough for it.
We specifically got that from Blinsky for this purpose.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
We can probably just get Dave to fly it up and attach it to something if you want.
I got it.
Cool.
All right. So the cliff basically comes straight down, and then you've got river. This river is choppy because of extra water coming in. The side of the cliffs have also just got that run of water coming down them, just like making them a bit slick. You need to moor a boat.
I figure we'll go up to the cliff face and get the climbing pittons.
Yep.
And sort of hammer those into the cliff face, sort of just above the waterline sort of thing, or a bit above the waterline. Tie the boats off onto those as securely as we can.
Yep.
So we're underneath the.
Pretty much directly underneath. Yep.
We're all ready. You all ready to do this thing? now, sort of last threshold, like point of no return. So I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page, sort of thing.
Just gives you a nod.
This is the most quiet this group's ever been.
Serious mode.
All right. I'm gonna head up there. And I'm gonna attach the rope ladder. I need something from you though, Mr. Shapeshifty Man. You gotta get your beastie down here and like hold him back.
Which beastie?
The eyeballs. You gotta get the eyeballs down here.
Why?
Because.
Okay. I have no issue with that. Just Just wondering.
All right, I just want you. If you can make him go away, that would be nice. If you could just keep him on a leash, I would very much appreciate it.
Poof, he's gone.
All right. Now I'm gonna.
He's somewhat obvious.
Huh?
He is somewhat obvious. I see what you do. See what you're doing here.
All right, just everybody be cool, because I'm gonna do a thing. And Wick sort of puts his foot up on like the front bow of the boat, and he transforms into a raven.
Oh, holy shit!
Can you hold a rope ladder with that? Okay.
His gear just shifts with him.
Okay.
It's a shift.
Okay. I was picturing that you would climb up with the rope ladder, but I guess if you just yeah. Okay. Don't mind me. Okay.
Neat.
Oh, there we go. Hello.
I wasn't sure, because technically in the raven form, I have the same ability that Dave does of mimicry,
Yep.
and obviously I'm smart enough to talk, but I don't want to do that.
That feels a bit
Yeah.
bit cheeky.
Although,
I
I mean, when it's funny.
I start excitedly going.
And your arm is like every now and then it's like
I'm like perched on the front of the boat, and I'm like with my wings, just sort of like,
I see.
Nevermore.
there we go.
When it's funny.
And then I'll fly up to
Alright.
to the window. Just fly up there.
There's no check for that.
Yeah.
What's your plan when I up there?
I'm gonna land. Is it like a spot for me to land on the beams underneath?
Just certainly. They're basically just a beam that comes out at like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
And
Are they big enough for us to sort of like in human form sit on the
Yeah.
inside? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Land, perch on there, and shift back.
Yep. It's basically, I guess you're sort of in a sort of a sitting position, like propping, because 45 degrees. So I guess like leaning and with your feet down at the point. I don't know. Actually, you tell me what you're doing. I'm not gonna tell you what you're doing.
I'm gonna land perched on there, and I'm imagining when he shifts back, it's like he's in a crouch position,
Yep.
sort of like balanced on a beam. Do you wanna check?
Yeah, I kind of want to check for that one now. Let's go with acrolet.
Acroletic.
Trying to think of which one this would be. Whether it's going to be a save or it's going to
Acroletics.
I would
Yeah.
think acrobatics. I would think.
be. Yeah, I'm leaning towards acrobatics as well.
He didn't tell us he
I
was
mean,
a
you fucking-
winemaker. He just did. He did not.
Didn't
tell
tell
us
us
he
it
was a
was a winemaker.
That is your biggest gripe with all of this is you didn't tell us that he knew how to make wine.
Well, honestly, this is the connection that his brain's made. Is people that turn into ravens make wine.
Yeah.
You're a very special man. A very
Impenetrable
special
logic.
man.
You really, you
great.
cannot argue with any of this.
There's no point arguing with that.
No, I'm saying you can't argue with it just because, like, you don't want to.
Acrobatics. I mean, it's the same for acrobatics or athletics.
Okay, cool.
15.
15. Yeah, you managed to sort of hold it. You sort of slip a little bit because it is a little bit slick, just with the mist and everything. But
I'm imagining there's a moment of like a little bit of awkwardness between forms.
Yep. And you just sort of hear the sort of sound of a couple of bits of like the stonework underneath where this timber hits and just like move slightly, and there's like a couple of stones like drop down. What you guys hear is just the sound of like a couple of bits of like masonry, and like hear them hit the water. Like,
I mean, I'm going to be
Did
watching.
anyone-
I'm going to be watching around us just in case something comes up.
Yeah, lucky you were, because, like, when he first turned into a raven, I'm imagining, like, that was a little quick to be paying attention to it. But then when he flies up and changes back, why he was, like, fucking watching that. That was a thing that isn't supposed to be. You don't...
I like.
It's
give you a wave.
It's now been established that you don't cast magic. So now that's... How did he do that? And we're like, in this world, can you tell? Like, would why you know that, like, the difference between, like, a magic casting spell and some whatever.
Natural.
This is?
Well, normally
Well,
the magic casting stuff involves like some hand movements and some spoken words
Yep.
and everything.
So like, at
This
least
was
know that
something-
like that was not casting a spell.
that was not casting a spell.
This was just an ability, like a natural ability.
This is
It's just a
as
thing you
natural
can
to
do.
him as winking.
Okay, putting a mental
As he goes, this is like
pin in that one.
I don't know. Apparently, I don't know how to wink. I'm not good at flirting.
Oh, that was working for me.
You guys are like aware of like the
Yeah, that's pretty much the face I did.
like climbing with the roping yourselves to each other, sort of
I assumed that they would just grab a hold of my back and I would climb the rope.
like in Princess Bride.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, that was pretty much. How it
All right. Well, I'll tie off the
good
rope
reference.
ladder to the beam that I'm standing on.
Yep.
And I'm sort of thinking how realistic it makes sense. Like the rope ladder, like tie it off so that it leads down, and have like a bit coming off, like to go up with as well.
Yeah, essentially,
Like
because
tie
you're going
it
to
like about at the 3/4 mark.
Yep. And then
on
you
there.
have a little bit, because that's going to be my next question, because
Yeah.
you're tying up underneath.
Yep.
You've got a whole overhang section. This is something that Mitch will probably be familiar with, being he's doing the rock climbing side of things, of the overhang climbs.
Like doing an actual overhang is much harder than just like climbing something straight up.
Yeah.
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 Also, when you're climbing a rope ladder, you have to put your feet around the rope. Or around the ladder, not like just straight climbing it.
Because
like
otherwise
a
you're
ladder.
just like...
Yeah, you
Yeah.
swing like
But-
a motherfucker.
The like I'll let the rope go down, and like I think I said when we were like planning this out, the idea was tie it off on the pittons at the bottom as well.
Yep, to give it some stuff.
Yeah.
Additional stability.
Yeah,
Yep.
stability. Yeah.
And I'll get my proper climbing gear set up. I've got like I don't know, like
You got ropes and pittons and bits and pieces, so basically...
and I will sort of like shimmy out along the thing and sort of take the other end of the rope ladder, and I'm going to try and attach that to underneath the window, or like pittons along the window, sort of thing.
Nice.
That, while these
Good
guys start
idea.
climbing up that section there, because I'm assuming you got that tied off enough for them to
Yep.
start coming up. So yeah, whoever's doing the rolls over there, if your guys are just hanging off his back like his mum and possum,
That's just going to make it so much harder for him to actually climb it.
or you can do your individual rolls.
I'm gonna,
I mean, you are climbing a rope ladder. I can't imagine the check of climbing a rope ladder is going to be
Horrendously high.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm climbing
it-
it myself.
Yeah. If you can give me a athletics, because that is definitely climbing.
Yep.
Or how about we split the difference, and I will tie a
you've got
rope
your gear,
around your
You
waist.
get advantage, but the target
but
numbers
leave
will be
it
high.
fall,
slack,
yeah.
and then
Okay.
it's
And I've also still got
you
my
have the
second
strength
story
to hold
work
my
as
weight.
well.
Yeah, you
Climbing no longer costs extra movement when you. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, that's probably
You
good.
have, you
Yeah,
have
I'll
an
just
actual climbing speed.
Yeah.
I'll get a rope, tie myself to these guys so they can still climb, but if they fall, I've got hold of
Yeah.
the thing. So.
Yeah. Like mountain climbers. So did I have advantage
is-
on this?
Yes.
Is that what you said? Okay.
Yep.
And what
But
do we,
yeah, again, the target number is going to be high, because this is a complex climb.
what do we have because we've got attached to him?
You're attached to him, so if you fall, he's going to have to make a strength check to save your asses, and you don't fucking get dashed against the rocks.
Yes.
That's what you get from the rope.
Yeah, that,
get-
that keeps you in the 10 feet to still get my saving throw.
Yeah, it also means that he's still making the saving throw
Well,
to
yeah.
stop you guys and him all falling as one big fucking
Yeah.
daisy chain of death into water.
Yeah.
That is another metal
Daisy
band
chain
name.
of death. That's good.
It's a great metal title, isn't it? Softcore, hard metal, heavy metal.
Softcore heavy metal. Right.
It's a genre. I'm sure it is.
I look at
Could you roll low at some point?
Nah though. So that's a 26.
26.
If you've been below like 25 on a roll so far,
Yeah,
today?
one. He rolled a 2 on something.
I rolled a 2 when I was helping you.
Didn't that still get you to above 10?
Yeah. He's quite. The things he does are the things he's good at, because he
Hey,
doesn't
all-
do the things he's bad at.
All
Because
all these ones where I have low ability scores are all the bullshit that I don't care about doing. Arcana, pff. Nature, pff. Persuasion. Oh, okay.
All right. So
He's a little guy, so he doesn't have any intimidation or like history or he's just good at stuff.
So you've essentially got this the final rung of the of this ladder, so like looped over one of your shoulders, and then using the collection of pythons and I'm going to go with pythons. That's the way I pronounce it. And some climbing ropes and everything like that. You basically like shimmy your way up that cross beam and just like grabbing slamming these pythons into some of the points of mortar along the stonework is like slamming and like pulling yourself up just by your arms to the point until you can finally get like a foothold as well.
We call that canvassing.
Sorry?
We call that canvassing.
And when you're nearly there, an arm comes down, picks you up, and helps you up, and goes, "There you go," and it's strong.
It's written.
Oh
no!
Like he's just floating there, going, "Nice work."
Hello, friend. Hello. That's good. It's just you saying hello in the character voice, and it fucking kills me. Oh, I thought you were going to do it.
I'm not going to do it.
I can't finish if you don't say it. But yeah, you managed to like get a handhold on the window frame, sort of rope yourself into a position where you can free your hands up, and yeah, just start like driving a python into the top of the window, into the top edge of the window frame, so you can hook that rope ladder up. And you're looking at like a stained glass window. You can see the light that's sort of flickering inside. It's more than a candle. It looks more like a small brazier sort of setup, and it's just sort of illuminating the windows all around there. But you can't see through the glass because it is quite grimy on the inside.
I would also assume it's starting to get quite bright outside.
The sun is beginning to sort of peek up over. Well, you can see where the sun is. You can sort of just see that faint orb beyond the gloom of the clouds, and it's just beginning to sort of peek up over in the east.
What I'm sort of picturing is once I've sort of got that anchored and I'm like on the windowsill sort of thing, sort of getting a piton like above the window if I can.
Yep.
And sort of lash like just one of my ropes around that.
Yep.
So like I'm now sort of like
In the actual windows. Yeah. Yep.
What I'm trying to figure out, it's a stained glass window, right? So there's lots of little sections of glass with like the leading sort of. I want to find like one near an edge and see if I can get a knife and sort of work away the leading.
Okay. Yeah.
And like take out one of the pieces of glass
Rather
just
than
for a
try-
spy hole in.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
Because I don't. What I'm also thinking is I'm waiting until everybody else is here before doing anything to the window.
Yep. All right. So you're just sort of like getting a primary point.
Yeah.
All right.
For the visual of it, can you make sure that the piece you take out is like the eyeball of the guy in the picture? Yeah? Okay.
Or his dick.
Or his dick.
Codpiece.
Whole.
You're looking
I'm
like your
keeping
head's
this for
right
later.
up like this against his codpiece.
The eye of his penis.
Yes. There we go.
Love it.
Or his butthole.
I'm sorry I said anything.
You were going to riff on that bit.
I didn't. That's
All
all
right.
right. I guess.
How is everybody else
How
doing?
is you all rolled?
I assume I'm climbing first.
Okay.
I assume so. 'Cause otherwise, if they fall,
It's gonna be
ahead,
hard.
they're going to like land on you, or just give you like the
I will catch you.
I got to,
like, let's go catch. Oh no,
I got to 20.
20,
I got a 14.
18.
18. Okay, yeah. You guys make your way up to the point where Wick first became Wick again, not Bird. And if you guys can give me a fresh one, this is going to be a higher target number for essentially using this like shimming or like hanging underneath this rope ladder that goes underneath the overhang section and then up the front face of this
It's like
overlook.
monkey bars.
Yeah, the monkey bars.
So yeah, your target numbers are going to be higher this time round.
I got to 18.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's a 2.
That's a 2 total.
Yes.
I got to 18.
18.
13.
Okay.
My strength check.
So you on the lead, you basically start, like basically shimming along. You get to the point you've pretty much crested the point of the overhang and start climbing up the other side. And that's a point where the rope starts to sort of like tense between you and the two guys that are connected to you.
Now, I'm going to assume, well, I'm going to say that I tied myself to him and him, not daisy chaining between.
I figured you got two separate ropes. So
Yeah,
that's what.
Because otherwise,
So that's where the tension between each of those two is basically getting to the point where like the ropes, there's very little slack left in it. It's not like taut yet, but it's there's not much further you can go without these guys starting off. Wayu goes second, and just basically like very very gingerly starts like crawling, like trying to sort of follow form of how Ulrich took this path, but it starts getting a bit of a wobble. You get the shake side to side, and you get to the point again of the sort of like crest. It starts to change direction as it starts going vertical again. And you just got the water like splashing into your face. It's dripping off the armor off Ulrich and just like coming like it's actually like a gutted flow of
dragon
juice. Yes. Combined a little bit.
It would
with
have cost you nothing to not say that.
And this is like. It's not like a constant flow, but it's like every now and then you just get like a run of drops into your face, and it just like splashes into your eyes and your mouth and your nose. It's oily. It's got quite an aroma to it.
Odor dragon.
You're still going.
I know, because I'm loving this bit because it's great. And at that point there, you lose one handhold, and you start to like dangle, and your strength in your left arm is, well, actually, what is your preferred hand?
Right is dominant.
Right is dominant.
Yeah.
You basically you've lost your grip with your right hand. You're hanging off the left hand. You can feel the strength already beginning to wane in that hand. Like the grip is loosening. You've got you can no longer sort of like you're just hanging on by the strength of your actual fingers, and those start to like give up.
And that's at him at 13. So.
Yeah.
Target
number was going to be 15.
As you're like doing all this, I'm like, yeah, that's correct form. Yep. Okay, yeah. I know exactly.
That's great.
Yep.
Yeah, it's probably good to get that hand back up on there, but oh no. And then you just feel like the sensation of like the pressure on your fingers just like slip, and then you've just like free fall. You are just like in free fall.
Okay.
Can I try and quickly help?
You can try.
I got
You might have tried harder.
17 to help him on athletics.
I think you might just lean that athletics into the fact you're going to have to hang on to this rope real hard.
Oh yeah. Like I figured that.
I mean, you were doing strength saving throws to stay on the rope, weren't you?
Was I?
He's about to.
That
athletics area. You just like basically you see him like slip. You try and sort of grab him. See you've not made it in time, and just like quickly transition back to like hanging on as hard as you can onto this rope ladder. You are in free fall. You've got about 10 foot of rope before the tension hits, and it hits like a truck. It's like bang! Your full weight just lands into this. There is no give in this rope. It is not springy. It's not a bungee cord.
Oh, we didn't get the springy rope.
Nice rope.
Just turned into a raven. He did it.
The whole shock of the thing, basically yanks you free of your handhold.
Yay!
Which is just rolling into the fact that you roll it.
Yes.
You were barely hanging on. You just watched this all happen.
You're like, this is easy. Ah!
I tried to grab onto something I thought was a handhold, but turns out it was nothing at all.
Or it was just his foot. Just
Empty air.
It was his foot as he was falling.
Trick of the light.
So basically, like one's just gone like straight down and basically pulling you directly down. The other one is gone and pulling you away trying to pull you away from the ladder as well. With the athletics check you put in advance, I'm going to give you advantage on your strength check. but you have the weight of
Because
2
I've been
people.
rolling really badly.
You have the weight of 2 people swinging off your belt, essentially.
Oh, that's not great.
Boy.
That's not great. This is a strength check.
Yes, but save.
Save. Oh, thank God.
Because at least you get your plus 3. Might be a party of 1 pretty soon.
This whole thing like weeks on the. I'm thinking, guys,
Just doing the Mission Impossible theme.
So I get to
Dunk.
Is 16 enough? 16 enough?
Is that how you got total, was it?
I mean, I didn't roll well.
can I just like in this moment, like while they're doing this, can I just have in this interstitial period of time, can I have my crossbow prepared with the steel wire roll thing?
Wait, I'm going to see if there's absolutely...
Is that just could that be what I've got in my crossbow?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. All right. Look, just all right. Please continue.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a second.
I got a thing for this.
I remember there's a...
Do you have a skill of not fall off rope ladder?
I have a thing of being able to change... or adding like a plus 10 or something for memory. Wait, where is it? Features and traits. It means...
You fucking what, mate?
You.
You fucking what?
God, oh wait. Where is it?
Yeah, I meant to put it there.
Where is it? Extra... Wait, where's the freaking... Oh, there it is. Oh, okay, no, it's when I make an attack roll. Damn it. Okay. Shit. Oh.
Do you have proficiency in strength checks and stuff? Well, in strength saves?
I mean, I
There
rolled
would be
an
cap-
8.
Yeah,
I got
no,
to 16, so like...
So yes.
That's pretty good.
All right. You, Narlag, you feel yourself like you fall, you hit tension, you swing outwards, and then you're sort of in that sort of weightless point at the apex of that arc. Why you like jerk solidly down onto the thing has been bouncing slightly just on the small amount of give that's in this rope, and then just feel the tension of the rope give way again.
Can I cast telekinesis?
Good? No?
Okay.
I take it 16 wasn't enough.
No, not with both of them.
You got
Can
a
I-
Sophie's Choice this shit.
I'm
Can I?
What I'm going to do
react?
is I'm going to get everyone to give me an initiative roll to work out what the reaction orders of this is going to
Oh.
7.
be. Probably not you first then.
It's the only
So
time I've
Narlag
rolled...
was a 7.
The first time I rolled well, and I got to 17, was on initiative.
Yeah, so it's a 17.
Fuck's sake.
I got a 14.
16.
I mean, at least then I don't have to use a spell slot.
So 16 for YU, was it?
Yeah.
And a 14 for Wick. Okay.
I got 17.
So, up first, Ulrich, how are you responding to the fact that you have lost grip of this rope ladder and you are currently falling with the weight of Wayu and Narlag attached to you? And with Narlag's trajectory is pulling you somewhat away from the rope ladder as well. So you're sort of not falling straight down, you're more falling at an angle. You've been yeeted at a 45-degree angle off the rope wall. Thank you. that glare was incredible. Thank you.
What you doing?
Wait a second.
Have you got any spells?
Maybe try a 10-minute ritual to summon a flying bat. I reckon you'll fall probably about 9 minutes and 30 seconds short of time needed.
See, all the quick spells I have help me attack things. Like, I've got a few spells that are bonus action do this,
Yep.
but it's all plus, like, yeah.
Yep.
Try and grab the ladder.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
It's going to be a tough one because you are currently moving away from it at a reasonable pace.
And
What is the terminal velocity of
casting whole person?
just
doesn't work that way.
200-something pounds? 200-something pounds. Unknown mass of an imploded star.
I mean, 200 pounds is like 90 kilos.
I've got a really bad idea.
Well, you're up next.
And I
So,
have
if
to wait.
True.
He got a 60.
Yes. So, Ulrich.
My other option is hold person, but I don't think that was going to work the way that I want it to work. So I
You're going for like a Looney Tune.
held in zero space. Like, well,
I grab for the rope. All I can do is grab for the rope.
roll fucking high.
Just roll good.
So that's
You'll
going
get
to be
it.
an athletics
Against
check.
everything I've done today. Sure.
It was a piece of advice from a guy I used to play wargaming with. It was just roll good.
Yeah.
Nope.
I can tell you that one for free.
You did it wrong.
I got the exact same thing.
Yeah. All right. Why you?
Oh boy.
Currently,
Use your magic!
Well,
magic.
sort of have the opposite problem to Ulrich. Lot of magic.
Uh-huh.
Lot of various spells.
You can make an illusion of not falling.
Let me put it this way. I am in no danger whatsoever. I personally am in less than zero danger.
Hey, you know the thing where Ryan made me make those like tense athletics checks? You know what happens if Wick falls off the side of a cliff? Turns into a race.
Oh, that's a good enough excuse.
Squawk.
Can't help you guys though, unfortunately.
Ravens, known for their carrying capacity of 10 grams.
I've been rolling really shit today.
Well, I wouldn't say really shit. 8 is only slightly below average. That came off a little shittier than I intended. Meant to be encouraging, but it didn't come off that way.
Is there anything in like the initiative mechanic that we run out that makes sense to hold an action?
This was just to determine. No, probably not.
No?
You guys were all reacting independently. The option of
This is what I'm saying.
out,
It's like
thinking out grander plans is probably not something that's happening at this
It's
point.
not like, you know what? I'll wait and see what everyone else does first.
Do you still have escape rope?
Rope trick.
Rope trick.
Yeah. Escape rope is like Pokemon.
That's what I picture it as.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because how would just a rope that you have get you out of a place that you can't find the way out of?
It's magic.
Magic. Pokemon.
A friend of mine on Facebook posted this thing the other day talking about when you throw a Pokeball capturing something in Pokemon and you miss, the Pokeball goes away.
Yeah.
Those just like bounce off and like roll into the bushes. Is it like they're not biodegradable? Is this like
Those things are fucking expensive as well. Like, you're not going to walk over there and go, I'll take it back.
Yeah, I feel like it's either in the TV show at some point or one of the games. Just some side character makes their money out of going collecting missing Pokeballs. It's essentially
the fiction that I had for it in my head was that when you actually catch something with the Pokeball, it teleports back to Bill's PC. So when you miss, they probably just teleport back to the shop.
I just realised I should have done something else.
That's pretty good.
This is the nature of an initiative thing.
They're for resale. This whole thing is a fucking carnival game.
It's the kids going down golf courses and just finding all the lost balls and selling it to golfers.
Kids going bowling.
Sorry?
It's a fucking software license. You're not buying the Pokeball, you're just renting it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Fucking
capitalism.
Capitalism's great, huh?
Oh, God.
Eat the Bernie. What?
I think...
But
I like the energy.
Bernie the Rich.
But you may have...
Chow Grill. What have you got?
Done something else.
I mean, honestly, like...
There's still time.
I
You haven't done
don't...
yet.
I'm actually trying not to be completely self-serving in this regard, but there's not a huge amount of
okay?
options. Yeah.
Currently, you are the pendulum on this falling clock of doom.
Dun 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 dun.
I wish I had a clock for this. Wait, I've got a fucking egg timer.
Yeah.
I've got a new one on the counter in the above the computer.
You got any
I can't see that from
I
here.
got an hourglass. Go in next to in the lounge room on the shelf there next to
That's
the
in the
dragon.
guy's turn.
Yeah, now we can vamp some more.
Yeah, I realized what I should have done is get my spear, because the thing everything I get bonuses for is attacking. So I should have
that's
got
a
my
nice looking
spear
one.
and just jammed
Because
it.
now, it's got a good sound to it and
quick.
everything.
That's also
yeah.
very quick.
It goes for like about 1:40.
Well, that's what you got. Go.
Ticking clock.
This is for a round.
No pressure.
It's not actually sand. It's little beads.
Yeah, I saw that.
Got it from IKEA.
That's an IKEA one. Nice. I got one from like Big W or Kmart or something. It's a sand one. This was much cooler. Give it a good shake.
It's nice, isn't it?
That is super cool. What kind of sand? It's beads. Gold beads.
Okay. So this is going to be a 2-part action. One is going to be
Screaming loudly.
all right.
With
Three
activating
part
bells.
action. 3-part action.
Well, hopefully screaming
Does-
internally, because we're trying not to... Well,
Yes, because everyone has the frame of mind to and the resolve to not scream aloud when they're falling off a cliff.
I'm going to cast Levitate on myself.
Uh-huh.
I am then... Oh, boy. None of this is a good idea. I am then going to use Mage Hand to try and pull myself towards the rope ladder
Okay. Yep.
again
Yep.
and fucking hang on. And just fucking hang on.
yeah, that is going to be interesting.
All right.
I mean, because you're going to be able to.
Okay, you've got enough distance to push yourself towards that because it's like not even 10 feet away from the rope ladder. Like the mage hand's going to get you to that rope ladder. If you can give me an athletics check to grab hold of the rope ladder and try and get a decent grip here. There is no advantage, no disadvantage, just a straight up athletics.
That's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20. You have got
Everyone's
yourself
rolling better
a
than
grip.
me.
Yep. Well, welcome
Excuse
to.
me. Hi.
That would be like difficult for us to manage at this point, though. You gotta remember.
Okay. Why you?
Start using
You are
other
done.
people's dice.
Wick.
I'm going to look around myself quickly.
Yeah.
Is there a spot in the stonework or in the beams above me or something that looks like I could solidly wedge my crossbow?
Yeah.
I'm going to take my crossbow, solidly wedge it into the stonework
Yep.
or the rafters.
It's essentially like there's a couple of because it's got the high pitched roof, that sort of overhang slightly. And you're looking at the eaves.
How would I aim it after I do that, though?
I think you have to do the fucking the bat thing where you basically shoot it, then like hook it onto a belt, or you basically shoot it and then like then hook it to where you're going. If that's what you're trying to do.
That's what I'm sort of doing.
Yeah.
Like I got the grappling or the steel cable shooting one. I'm gonna shoot it, and while it is unfurling,
this is
I'm
gonna end up
going
with
to
me
jam the crossbow
getting a crossbow bolt
into
in
the
my
thing.
shoulder, isn't it?
You're gonna get a crossbow bolt in your shoulder.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. Like, that's fine. I'm just...
Like maybe into your shields. I don't know.
Let's see what you hit, I guess.
Let's see how well I hit him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot a crossbow bolt at Ulrich.
Yep.
In the face. In the face.
This is funny. This is like an inverted attack roll.
What's an attack roll?
It's
You
a-
want,
it's
yeah,
an
no, like
attack
you
roll.
like, and the better you do, the less you're hoping to hurt him. If you fuck up this, and
Is there a way for me... Oh, well, I suppose my shield wouldn't be active, because I'm... Yeah, so... Actually, it's a straight... Like, I'm flat-footed, basically, so he has bonus... Like, my AC isn't as high.
There's no such thing as
Hey,
that.
hey! Here's
Also, that's not a thing.
a question.
Oh,
Are you surprised right now?
Yes!
Yes.
Well, yeah, I am. So you get it... Yeah, you get...
I'm not really an unseen it. Anyway, I got a +9, so I'm going to roll an attack roll.
Yep.
This isn't a sneak attack.
Nope. Because that would be hilarious. So like sneak attack. Oh dear.
It's a oh.
Oh, I got a dead dragon on a string. It's
Just put that back on.
like soap on a rope, but less marketable.
All right, so +9. It's 25.
Is that
Even with
is
my
that-
bonuses, that would still...
is that higher than your AC?
Even with all my bonuses, yes.
You have a crossbow bolt in you. Let's determine where that is, shall we?
I mean, that's a solid hit.
That is a solid hit.
In the butt.
I am going to quickly Google to see if there is like a D100 for
Yeah,
locations.
there definitely is. Somewhere.
D100 chart for location.
Body. There definitely is. If it's not D&D, that'll
when
be
you find
the
it,
version.
can you Control F and find Dick? And just remove that. Just remove that and not have that be part of it.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll
I have
a
one.
D100?
A D100 if you could, please.
I'm supposed you're. Oh wait, you're rolling.
I shot you, motherfucker.
Yeah, you get. Yeah.
Oh, I hope you're all 100.
Is it a dick?
It's a 65.
So it literally says privates. Oh, this is so much better.
Where's the general?
Got you in the buttocks.
Just yeah. Okay.
99 is sergeant.
Yeah.
65.
65. Left thigh. Yeah, right in the fucking meaty bit. Like, sorry, I went for the right. We're talking like right through that nice meaty chunk of muscle mass. And yeah, you have a crossbow bolt with a steel cable attached to it that's basically gone through the side, and it's just managed to like go straight through like the side of an armor plating, and just really pick the gap. It's a good shot.
That's what I do. And as a bonus action, I can use an item, I believe,
Yes.
as part of my fast hands.
Yes.
Yeah, I can use an item or stuff. I can
Yeah.
do stuff. Use an object. So as my bonus
Oh,
action.
sorry. Can you roll the damage?
Yes, I can. It's a D8 plus 6. It's 11.
Versus I think versus
Splat.
something in the order of
3-part
8d6 worth of damage of splat damage.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not complaining. I'm just gritting.
I think you'll be complaining.
and I will wedge the crossbow
Yep.
into the thing.
Yep.
I'm imagining it's like unfurling, and I've got is there like a latch on the spool?
Oh,
So,
I
like,
imagine so.
to
I imagine
stop?
there's some way of stopping it.
Yeah, that's the idea. Like wedge the crossbow while it's unfurling, and I still have slack on it in there, and then like break the cable or
Okay.
stop the cable.
Yeah, I knew what you meant with breaking.
Cool.
Okay.
No, like I'm not faulting you at all. For this. Yeah.
And
Well,
you
I
were
would-
levitating currently, weren't you? So you know the weight on it.
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah, so you've done all that. Yeah, you feel like you've got a bolt in your leg, and the actual breaking of it is going to probably trigger in the next round for you. All right.
I also
Nalak.
feel like I rolled shittily on my initiative because even though I rolled higher, it was the worst position for me in the initiative order. So
Is there anything I can really do aside, like, am I still falling at this point?
Yeah.
Because he's...
I mean, I haven't
Oh, okay.
finished falling yet.
No, fuck it, I'm just going to cast telekinesis.
On?
Well, I just cast the spell. And
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
move up to 500 pounds, like, per round. So I'm just going to, like, levitate myself and him.
Is it multiple objects you can do?
You can only move one object at a time.
Okay, well,
It's
then
not a combined
on
value.
him, then.
Honestly, that's... Yep.
Because I don't want the strain on my body, because I need to be able to focus on the spell. But, like, you know, just get him to levitate, and then it's easy.
Yep. The reason why the no planning thing is great because everyone's doing things to try and stop this.
Yeah.
Not everything is going to be perfectly well planned out and executed. The fact that he's now got a crossbow bolt in his leg that's going to prove nothing is just fucking ideal for this situation because
Also-
everyone's trying to stop this from happening.
Can you telekinesis yourself up? Like, because
Yeah,
just
yeah, you can Mary Poppins yourself,
It's,
isn't it?
it's just it's less powerful than just using fly.
Yeah.
I don't have fly, so
Yeah, this is a big
Like
task.
Iron Man 1,
Yeah.
where he's like first doing the Iron Man thing, it's like, it's shitty.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
well, you have fine control over it. It's just it's not as good as flying.
Like Magneto.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
He can't fly. He just positions himself by using metal.
Also,
Although later on, he's just using the magnetism of the Earth to which is all. Yeah.
I thought he just like had magnetic armor and he was just controlling that really well.
I think it was one of the original way he was
I
doing.
think that's initially how they do it.
No, it's a guy that controls metal.
Yeah.
He makes force fields as well. What is that?
Yeah.
He's Magneto. Deal with
Yeah.
it.
Master of magnetism.
Okay, Ulrich,
Ouch.
you feel yourself like falling for a bit. You got a crossbow bolt in there, and then you still feel yourself stop falling, and you've got a crossbow bolt in your leg. That one there is like it's got some tension on it, but it's not it takes you a moment, but you realize that's not what is holding you up because it's not taut enough.
Yeah.
You're not upside down.
I'm not in as much pain as I would be if
You
I
don't
was
have a
holding
crossbow
it.
bolt trying to extract itself at terminal velocity.
Yeah.
Picturing that very clearly and blah.
Yeah, it's not. That could have gone real bad. With Ulrich
I was-
needing
I
something
was
in the order of
picturing
6
that
years
was
of
giving-
physiotherapy.
That was giving you something to grab onto as much as
Oh yeah,
anything
yeah.
else.
I was yeah.
I wasn't thinking that side of things at all. I was not an active problem solver on that one.
If he hadn't done that, I was picturing that eventually, it would be pulled taut, and I would have to use the wire to that would have been painful. Yeah.
And meanwhile, you get flipped upside down because it's currently
Yeah.
pinned in your fucking
And
upper
I'm still
side.
technically holding you, I guess. If
Yep.
You were, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you're now
This
just
has
sort of
gone really well.
like, is it, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, you've took 11 damage.
How far away am I from so where exactly am I positioned? Like, am I next to the?
Given I can now move you about 30 feet, you're in front of the window now. Like you're right next to Wick.
Yeah, because you cast telekinesis and you can do that movement straight away, can't
Yeah.
you? So yeah, you stopped in
Just
middle
holding
space.
you
and-
up, I assume as well. Like
Yeah,
you're
and
just dangling.
like I guess technically him.
Yeah, and I would be weightless, so I can just whoop.
So it's only really you that's actually in a dangerous situation currently, relying on the rope.
Yeah, which I'm assuming it's not going to snap suddenly unless it's bad rope.
And I think the combined weight of you two is less than.
If
Less
we're,
than
if we're out of the
1,000 pounds.
tense moment right now as well, you can telekinesis yourself once you safely
Yeah.
deposit him
Yeah.
on the windowsill.
So yeah, at this point here, I think the tense moment is done with the telekinesis kind of
Good,
just
right?
fixes that situation. That's really, really got a nice tactile feel to it.
Do you need the wire?
Oh yeah, can I grab that back? Just
I'll cut it off. Give it back.
hey.
Well, I mean, how else? Is it like it's barbed at like the the other end? Like, so I have to cut off something, otherwise that's coming back is going to be
It could be a one-way ticket to Outstown.
yeah.
I imagine I could like tie the wire on or like attach the wire to another.
Like
another
actually, the bolt
Yeah.
itself. If I just cut off the wire, the bolt itself you can have back because I just push that through and give it back to you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'll put this with the other. I'll
You can stick it in some barbicide.
I'll wash it.
It's got a little bottle with the blue liquid in it.
Just grab his talbot and give you that back. There you
That's
go.
yours.
I then put my hand against the wound and heal it.
Yep. And knocking 11 points of damage off yourself.
Yep.
That was fun, guys.
Yeah, right on.
But yeah, you're at the glass. You if you can give me a sleight of hand roll as far as it goes for the work you've done on the leading.
I rolled a 1.
You you basically you start scraping
Now
the
you roll a one.
Now I rolled a 1. Hey, this is probably a good time.
You're basically scraping at the leading and before the original fall, because that was what you were doing before the fall happened. You're basically scraping away at it. And then the fall happens. Your knife is sort of dug in there, and then you just hear the sound of
My knife.
as your knife just goes gliding past Yu, who is just weightlessly pulling himself up the thing. You just hear this knife just somersaulting past him. It's whoop, and you just hear this.
How high up are we? We wouldn't hear that.
Let me have my Foley work, fucker. And they sort of look back at the bit of leading that you've been working on as this single pane of glass just drops slowly inside and just
I just give you a look.
I mean, we're not being terribly subtle right now. Can I just poof Dave in there?
That's a bad
you
idea.
I mean,
You know that's a bad idea.
we've already alerted whoever's in there. that
You know that's a bad idea.
poofing him out of existence is a bonus action.
Just saying. What do we see through the? As
Do you wanna put me in
that tense moment of the falling thing, I'm looking through the bit.
okay.
It's just bats.
You
It's
see
just
the-
bats. Just all bats.
You look inside and you see like an entire 7th grade class that's there, looking at the frescoes and looking at the.
Hi.
Okay. You are looking inside this, looking through this glass window. Are you putting Dave inside? No? 100%? Cool.
Not until he gives the clear, so I can actually see what's in the room.
Looking inside this, because it's basically a pane that was maybe about 15, 20 centimeters square, roughly. It's not square, but rough area is about that sort of space. You are looking into a room. There is, like I said, I would describe it probably a brazier. It's like an oil brazier, so the oil is lit and just giving off that sort of that black acrid sort of smoke that comes off the top of it. You can see, looking into the room, there is on one side off to the left there is a long ornate sarcophagus. On the other side there is another sort of white marble sarcophagus. That's a little bit smaller but a lot more intricately designed.
And a third little baby sarcophagus that's just right.
And there's a crate.
Fuck you, fucking crates.
Give me a perception roll for the rest.
So when we actually get to the castle, that's when you roll badly.
No.
Just no.
Just no. I rolled a 1 again. There's two ones running.
That's a 1.
It's a 1.
Okay, so looking...
Everything's fine!
All you see is basically like this. You're looking into the room. You see these two like ornate sarcophagi. There is a brazier in there. Beyond the brazier, there is a quite wide staircase that leads up to a landing, and then leads to another staircase of about the same sort of width that leads up to another level. That you can just sort of see like not inky, but just like a darker space at the top of that stairwell. You can get like hints of a little bit of firelight within that space up there, but it sort of just like disappears into not murk, but just like a fog of war, so to speak.
So the single piece of broken glass didn't seem to raise any immediate alarms.
Not that you can see.
Not that we can see with my 1.
With your 1.
Cool.
And lack of night vision.
So he gives us the clear.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Alright, cool. Dave poofs in there.
Okay.
Dave alert!
You just see like this pan back 600 feet. A large explosion. Fuck. As these 4 bodies just get yeeted off in an explosion. Thank you. No.
We did look out for yeet traps.
Okay.
Got a sheet of honey.
What? Dave, can you
That
give
was
me a
like
perception
2
check,
ones
please?
too late.
I mean, that's better than...
It's better than one.
Just...
yeah, that's a 6.
Today.
Okay, I'm just gonna do the rolls from now on.
Specifically what I'm looking for, is there a handle on the glass? Like, is there a way I can open the glass from the inside?
If that's what you're looking for, that'll be an investigation roll.
Alright. That's slightly better. That is a
There is not.
9. There's none?
No. It is not a window for opening. It is a window for looking through. If someone ever
Yes.
cleaned it, but it's a stained glass window.
Yes.
The thing you're looking at is the window.
Alright,
they
just
don't
like...
tend to be. Yeah.
I'm gonna telekinesis and like just pull the windows open, like force them open from the inside.
They don't open.
That's.
Yeah, but like telekinesis is strong, and I'm just like basically trying to punch a hole from the inside out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm following.
You're smashing windows.
That sounds like it's going to involve a lot of crashing and loud noises.
A lot of crashing and loud noises outside of the castle.
We're standing on the outside of the windows.
You guys are actually on the other side of that window.
Yeah, but like, I'm assuming we're not completely covering the entirety of the windows.
I'm levitating. I'm fine. I think Ryan's going to get to use the word yeet again very soon.
Am I going to have another crossbow bolt through my other thigh?
No.
You shouldn't have taken it out. You need it again.
He's just left the safety line in, I guess. He's just tied it off a little more securely around your thigh muscle.
We'll just leave it in you from here on
My
out.
crossbow.
Oh yeah, not that yet. Okay. So you're using telekinesis to basically like push against the. Okay.
To push the windows open.
I get what you do.
Yeah.
Smashing the window out.
Yeah. So that there's no large noises inside the area.
I said, okay. You know, you can't telekinesis noise.
No, I get.
You can't pull the noise out.
But you know what I mean, like how glass shatters.
Yeah.
I mean, the noise part happens there anyway, regardless of which direction the glass goes.
There's also going to be like
No.
strain.
Let's let this happen. Your telekinesis pushes against the.
Ulrich thinks
Essentially-
this is a bad idea.
Ulrich doesn't know what's going on.
Your telekinesis starts pushing. This is from Dave.
This is from Nala.
This is from Nala. Okay. Your telekinesis starts to push against this glass, and you see it sort of like from your guys' perspective on the outside. You see the whole window sort of like bulge, like a convex sort of shape outward slightly, like it's like a balloon inflating. It sort of starts pushing out. You see like the lead lining start to sort of stretch at points, and it's just the whole thing just sort of heaves outwards, like the building is taking a massive inhale of
Is there a verbal
air.
component to this spell?
Not while I'm actively channeling it.
Okay, because I'd be looking at you going...
I'm working under the impression that anytime this shit happens, there isn't enough time to react to it. Because otherwise, I don't think that's a fun way of playing,
what's the point of
really.
initiative order?
Yeah.
The whole window is like it's a massive inhale. Like the building is breathing in. The whole window sort of starts to like this strain. You hear the sounds of like glass like scraping against metal, just ever so slightly as the whole thing starts to stretch outwards. And Wick, from your position, you can, because you're probably closest up, you can see like the points of where the glass is moving so much away from the edge of the frame. That you can start seeing like visible light through. Like the entire lead is quite soft; it stretches. The whole frame of the leading is sort of stretching, and each of the glass panels is sort of just moving within that. And there are gaps opening up, and light beginning to pop through from the brazier. Yes.
As this is happening, I am bracing myself because I don't know this isn't like a security measure that we just set off.
You don't know whether breathing windows is something that the Castle Ravenloft just has as a feature.
Hey, he turns into a raven. There's
That
weird
would
shit
actually
goes
look
on.
pretty fucking wild. Like, the way this is being described, like, the building is reaching out for us now. That would actually be a pretty shocking
Is there a
visual.
handhold? Like, anything that I could hold on to?
The window frame. There are now finger holes opening up if you want to put your fingers between like
No.
glass
I've got
and window.
the rope that I attached to the top, which I'm sort of like like lashing my arm around. And
Yep.
You know, the second it looks like we'd be able to get in
What are we
without
standing
it
on?
doing any more damage to the...
Stone windowsill, essentially.
Okay.
So this whole thing is beginning to sort of like push you. If whoever's the most central
Try
is
to
going,
back away.
or back away. Well, you can do that.
I guess I meant sidle away. I guess like so back away.
Let me ask you a
from
question.
The side.
Are you Wile E. Coyote?
I
Because
meant,
depending on your answer to this question, yes you can or no you can't.
I meant sidle. I guess sidle away from where this is. This is happening in a specific spot.
This is happening to an entire window.
Okay, fair enough. Then.
The central point is bulging out more than the edges because that's the way a rounded surface happens. Well, something that was flat is now becoming round. Kind of like the Earth. The Earth was flat and then it became round and became flat again. Science.
I don't think.
I don't think that's
science.
Wait,
No,
what?
It's the opposite.
But I read it on the internet.
Yeah,
Reddit. Reddit told me.
Yes, the internet is the opposite of science.
But yeah, this is basically becoming more and more round and really, really sort of bulging out at the center. Again, using like these fracture lines around the glass where the light from the brazier inside is beginning to peek through the grime and the gaps in the glass. And then the whole window just like pops out of place. Like this rounded balloon is just like moving like the edge of a bubble without full form, just like rippling in middle space.
Chuck it into the river.
And it's just like falls like end over end, like little fragments of it start breaking away. You see it moving in sort of slow motion as these bits of glass move outside of the webbing of the leading, and it's just like sparkling down into the water. It's like.
And how loud was it?
This is why I said let this happen. Like, we've all had our fun and games with this being a dumb idea, but it turned out to not be that dumb an idea when I actually thought about the mechanics of it. It started off in a dumb place.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I wasn't thinking too hard about it, but at the same time, I'm like, this actually isn't too dumb.
But yeah, but you now sort of see the inside of this space here. The brazier that was just sort of like burning away like our brazier wood is now sort of fluttering in the breeze. It's flooding her away in the strong breeze that's sort of whipping past. You can see where the rain is now sort of beginning to sort of splatter against the stonework on the inside of the window, but you don't appear to see any sort of movement or enemy within this space.
Let's go in.
Let's go in.
I'm going to send Patrick in first.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to be like still on a ledge anymore.
Give me a perception check with Patrick.
Echolocation lets you see invisible things as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, you hear with sound, so yeah.
You get blind sight in a certain radius, I think.
That is 19.
19. Okay. With the echo sort of location, you get like a map readout of the space. It's a little scientific wise. You sort of see and you see the auras of the space around. You see these two like marble sarcophagi. They're quite tall. They'd be a good sort of 5-6 feet tall at least, which is quite heighty. And then they're still sort of sitting on their altar slabs as well, which brings them up to a height as well. The roof is quite vaulted. It's almost like this the stonework is actually sort of built up into the peaked timber roof that's over the top of it. And then you can sort of get the sensation of like that large staircase that leads up into a larger room, and then the echolocation sort of gets lost because it ends up into a more cavernous space at the top of that stairwell.
Yep.
And the brazier's there. Yeah, and there's a landing partway up those stairs.
Cool. Okay. So nothing that was.
Doesn't appear
Nothing
to be
else
anything
obviously
invisible.
revealed. Nothing hidden.
Yeah, nothing appears to be hidden in that space.
Cool.
Let's go in.
I'm not going to turn on my divine sense.
It's like,
I feel like it would just be,
Seizure mode, activate!
who's heading in first?
Me, I guess?
Well, you're probably the closest to this point as well, so you can basically just like leap in through this window, this windowless frame now.
I'm going to bring out my, not my sun sword, because I feel like that would, because it's very bright, it would probably be, like, people, causes quite a lot of attention, so I'm going to bring out my Blinsky sword.
Yep.
Or axe, I should say.
Yep, the axe spear.
Yeah.
Spear axe.
And make sure it's an axe.
Spear axe is an axe, also a spear.
I realised what I should have done.
And a silvered.
The thing I should have done when I was falling was take out the spear and just jam it into something and then hold on.
Probably why you.
Yeah.
Oops. Because it's going to be like a circle jerk of stabbing each other with fucking other movements.
So yeah, I get out my axe
Yep.
and shield.
All right,
and
so you are
go
in that space. Who's in next?
I'll go.
At this point here, like everyone sort of just piles into the space. You're now on like a relatively solid surface.
Yay!
Well,
Ground!
let's say a solid surface. There's nothing relative about it. It's solid. What's the?
I'm gonna investigate the ground. I'm dubious now.
Because I said it in a dumb way doesn't make me.
I'm
Hey.
going to
Yeah.
investigate the sarcophagi.
I'm gonna investigate the sarcophagi.
I'm going to investigate for traps.
I'm gonna look for the door.
There's several doors in there, isn't it?
Well, I'm gonna try.
There is actually a distinct lack of doors. Traps.
Traps.
Investigate.
23.
Okay, so you go around the room. You're like doing the whole thing. Where you like you before stepping onto one of the large tiles on the floor. You're like checking with your knife along the edge to make sure there's no spring trap levers or anything.
This would be my dagger because I lost my knife.
Yep,
We can get it back later.
it's gone.
Knifey, knifey, no.
I won him in a game of knifey spoony.
You're looking for tripwires. You're looking for any sort of like basically any mechanical traps.
Weird faces that look like they're going to shoot darts out of their mouths. That's the sort of thing.
And the eyes. You check the eyes.
Check the eyes.
One nostril.
I assume looking for traps is basically like Cube. You just have a lot of shoes and you throw a shoe at something. And
It's much more complicated than that, I'll have you know. I use a dagger.
As he's like undoing his shoe. Shut up.
This isn't a regular shoe, you know.
Trap finding
trap
shoe.
finding shoe.
You don't find any trace of any mechanical traps.
All right.
I like how you specify that.
He can't look for magic ones.
I can't look for magic ones, though.
There we go. Okay. Well, in that case,
Anyone else having a look around while they're... Are you...
I mean, as soon as he says that, I'm going to look for magic traps now.
Are you just basically doing...
Well, I'm just
with
going.
vision and off you go?
My plan was to go on guard next to the door, but if there is no door, I guess I'll just.
There's like a staircase that leads up.
Oh, okay. Then I'll be on guard next to the staircase, just in case anything comes down.
Okay. So, yeah. Magic vision and investigation.
Yeah.
Mage side, I think is the word I'm looking for.
That's not a great one. 14.
You don't spot anything in the way of magical traps.
I mean, if you're using detect magic, then
Yeah, detect magic was the word I was looking for. Mage vision? Where
Yeah.
did mage vision come from? Is that a thing?
You'd have been saying it, I don't know.
I do.
I mean, it's essentially what detect
yeah,
magic
we knew
is.
exactly what you meant.
Yeah, I just... Yeah, okay. It's like me saying dex and agility interchangeably. Well,
Dex
everyone
of agility.
Dex and agility. Yep. I'm just going to use that because it's going to save me. Now, like you said, you're going to investigate sarcophagus.
Yes.
Which one were you going to go for? Left-hand one, which is a bit larger, or the right-hand one, which is a bit smaller?
I don't particularly care. Like, I mean, I'm going to go with the black one first because it looks the most ominous.
Black one?
You said there was a black one and a white one, didn't you?
No, there's one
Oh,
larger,
okay.
one larger, and one slightly smaller.
All right,
You definitely said one
One was white.
Okay, I'll go for the one that isn't white.
One that isn't white. All right.
Racist.
Okay.
This is the slightly larger one, the one to the to your left, essentially, coming
Yep.
from.
I'm just looking for anything special on it. Is there a name tag? Is there like an inscription on it? Is there an inscription near it? Hey.
Okay. This. See the descriptions.
Property of Strahd. Hands off.
There is like the carved visage of a sort of lordly looking gentleman. He's got both hands sort of like crossed over the chest. The eyes are closed. He's got a tall head, I guess, who would say, with like the widow's peak and receding hairline, like a long pointed like goatee that almost comes down to the point where his hands are crossed. You can see like the hands are they're not like bare hands. They're As soon as I said that, I was like, someone was going to pull me up on that one, so I just gave it the pause of the time. They're like gauntleted hands, so you can see the sculpting work in the marble is showing like actual like armor. You can also see like on the shoulder there is the pauldron that's been carved into the stonework. Also like fine like cloaks and furs across it. But the eyes are like closed, but you can see like the sort of slightly longer eyebrows that have been like sculpted in to look like there's a guy of station. Yeah, has a particular look he was going for. Down towards the end, it has the plaque to it. And essentially, it boils down to this is the tomb of King Barov.
My knowledge of the
We know that name because I think someone did the research on the
he was like the OG king of this place, isn't he?
Strahd's father.
Ah. So basically, yeah, the OG king.
Papa Strahd.
Strahd Daddy.
Yeah.
Papa Strahd. Should we have a look inside it?
Well, it depends what question you're asking. Absolutely not. We should absolutely not. We're absolutely going to, though.
Hold on, lads. Before we sort of get in the weeds here, what exactly was the wording on the prophecy? What's it that we were supposed to find in here? What was let's base things? What we're looking for in this particular place right now?
Are you actually asking that? Because I'll pull up the thing if you want. But,
look.
As the resident person who remembers all this shit.
yeah, I totally remember.
While he's looking that up, you want to give me a perception check while you're
Sure.
looking up the stairs?
I'm totally good at those. Oh, okay, so natural 20, but it's in 19.
It's a natural 20. Okay. You are looking up these stairs, and it just seems like an ominous darkness up ahead. It's almost like the darkness of the room is almost feels like it creeps down the staircase every now and then it's just like it's pushed back a little bit by the brazier. What you do notice though is like the light from the brazier is like glinting off like inlaid gold seams all the way up through the rooftop and everything. It actually gives all the stonework around here like a real resonance of light.
Inlaid gold seams.
Yep.
Almost like this room is like sanctified or something.
Hey, stick your fingers. Keep it in your pants.
Look, I just never seen seams like that before.
It's like a whole like a mosaic of gold line all the way through the stonework. Like the stonework and the masonry of this area is exquisite.
And I imagine the sconces too.
So tasteful.
Okay,
Two stone lines out the front as
how
well.
like this is just a very large feeling of darkness coming towards me.
But you feel it sort of like pull forwards, and then you feel like the light behind you from the brazier, so it's like push that back again. It's
But
almost
it's
like
more so when I was first standing here, or is it just?
it
It's always
feels ominous. It feels like the darkness almost has a sentience about it.
okay.
That's
I'm
the worst kind of darkness.
That's like the creepy dark shit from Doctor Who.
I swap out my spear for the sword, and I. I also
hang on. Just to be clear, do you attack the darkness?
not yet, but I can.
Let me know when you do.
Because someone wants to cast magic missile at the darkness real bad.
Sorry,
I'm going to join you with this one.
It's not a spear at the moment. Yeah, I swap my axe for the sword. I turn it on. I also query the sword. Just a general like how you going kind
Sup?
of thing. Yeah, sup kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay, the experience
Just
you
the
get
sword
from the
just
sword,
yelling, going.
it's more of it's a sound of like over tensing a guitar string, where like you start pulling, like you're tightening up the tuning peg, and you hear the sound of like that wire like screaming because it's in such high tension. It's on the knife's edge of breaking, but not quite there. And you could
Yeah. So if there are any dogs around, they'd be like.
Is that
barking right now.
that's the feeling here. It's not the sound. You're not hearing that sound. That's the emotional experience of that feeling.
Okay.
It's high tension at the very, very edge of breaking.
All right. Well, yeah, I turn him on.
Why did you do the eyebrows? That was really unfortunate.
And
All right, what did you had something you were working on?
No, just like bringing out like the like my spell book. You flip it upside down and go from the back, and it's just like notes and shit.
Yep.
And that's where like the prophecy is kept with notes and so forth. And just reading that out to the group. The warrior. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. That which you seek lies in the womb of darkness, the devil's lair, the one place to which he must return.
Darkness.
Darkness.
probably not going to be this room,
Yep.
but
Yeah, all signs point to not this one.
this seems more like his dad's room.
Yeah. You guys gonna bust open that sarcophagus?
For
Are
some
you guys
reason,
going to bust open that sarcophagus?
I mean, like, for some reason, I feel
I'll
like
just scroll
I
down to
should,
these notes.
just in case there's something in there. But I also don't. I don't know. I kind of want one of you guys to go, yeah, let's do it, and then I'll go do it. But like,
Well, I'm actually going to
He wants
fully...
to do it, but he wants to make sure that at least someone else is
Okay,
also.
if you-
He doesn't want to take sole responsibility.
If you're going to do it,
You feel
I'm
like
gonna
you
come
cop
over-
shit for the window thing, so now it's like,
I'm going to
someone
come
else
over
can.
and
Which,
get-
for the record, worked out real well.
Yeah, I'm
All
going to...
three of you and Ryan for doubting that plan.
I doubted that plan, then I made it work on my end, so it's cool.
You're querying the group for this?
yeah.
If you query, I'm going to walk over and basically get in like a tack stance for the thing and wait for someone to
Do you
push
have
it
a
open.
stance that's not a tax stance?
Do you have a chill stance?
For like just 5 fucking seconds.
I'm going to take that as an implicit like go ahead.
Wait, 6 seconds, because that's a round.
Yeah.
I will do a full investigation of the sarcophagus
which
with like
Is
all
the
of
one
the
he's looking at or the other
yeah,
one?
that one, and then the other one. I'm trying to work out the provenance of these things.
I'm assuming the white one is his mum's.
Well, that's where you're about to go. Investigation.
Yep. Going through like the history of the family that I've put together from the last round of doing this. Just trying to, get an idea of who these people were and any significance to the sarcophagus and where they are currently. 19.
Well, where they are
What's on, like,
currently
a
is
history?
probably dead. Because they lived... Well, they died like 400 something years ago at least.
Dead or dead?
They had to die for Strahd to take power, because that is, the nature of succession. As far as you understand, Strahd wasn't the older. He wasn't the one that was.
Yeah, there was an older.
There was an older
more,
brother,
better brother.
There was
There was
Sergei.
a Tad.
It was Sergei.
Tad.
Who's in the
Tad
sword
guy?
again?
Sergei.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Tad's in your sword, we get it.
Sword Tad.
Sword Tad.
This is a tattered sword.
It's the Tad.
But yeah, both the parents died of.
Dysentery. You give him the watch.
Give the watch.
Sorry, whenever we do the simultaneous timing thing, I just can't help but laugh. Like when I think it was you and me did the fucking Midnight Cowboy thing last time. Editing that, I fucking lost my shit for like another 10 minutes. It was so fucking funny. And then I had to actually look up to remind myself of the name of the movie so I could reference back to it. Fuck.
That was a deep pull too. I was happy with that.
Midnight Cowboy. The parents both died before Strahd's rise to power. There was a very, very brief period where Sergei was being sort of positioned into the position to take over as a lord of these lands, and then he Yeah, he had an untimely demise, which led to Strahd's rise to power. And then here we are.
And the ... of, and now he's a sword. We don't have that.
We don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ... profit.
Yeah. But the Sergei's sword existed well before this. Like, Sergei was a well-known warrior.
Swordy man.
Sort of a man about a sword. You saw the woodcut that was in that was printed into the book where the Burgomaster in Valaki showed you.
Yeah.
When he was going through the history of the sword and the family and so forth. That's something we've done in game. He was a pretty mighty warrior with this sword that was crafted for him with part of his essence within it, which is how you know what's going on there.
And at some point in the ... the sword was broken, like the blade was destroyed, and he became his own sword.
I'm my own sword.
As often happens.
That's how I hope to go.
If he put an essence of himself into the sword, he probably didn't become his sword. It's just that that's a bit of him that didn't die with the body part.
Yeah. That's probably more likely.
It's a
It's like,
phylactery.
Les didn't become the sword. This was like a part of him still exists within the sword.
No, he's his own sword.
It's a little bit like the Harry Potter portrait.
was about to
It's
say,
not actually
it's-
like
it's
the part of the
like
portrait.
Harry Potter.
It's something that the people sort of channel into that portrait while
You
they're
need a
still
small
alive.
English boy.
So it becomes sort of a simulacrum of them, rather than actually being.
The sword of
Them.
Dorian Gray.
No,
I mean,
No, because
no,
that's
because that's a different.
because then the sword would just get old and shitty.
Yeah, yeah.
well, it's got the
Unless
slightly
it's the
shittier.
person that gets old and shitty and the sword stays young and beautiful forever.
That's just how swords work!
That's how swords work. And
You know what?
Swords tend to
You
last
just-
longer than people.
You've just written my next book for me. I love that. Someone does a fucking Dorian Gray and they get it round the wrong way and they just get old and shitty and like their fucking Cadillac is just immaculate forever.
It's not that.
Alright,
It's
that's-
literally what every fucking painting that's in the Louvre
Yeah.
is. The artist got old and shitty and died 500 years ago. The painting's still there.
Like, art historians like, it's amazing how well preserved this portrait is. I guess.
The artist has been is a skeleton now, probably some dust.
Clearly it was magic and a curse, like, or just the passage of time.
Speaking of the Louvre, like fucking the Mona Lisa is actually in quite shitty condition now because there's so many photos that's been taken of it, it's faded to shit. And also the way Da Vinci did paintings is that he like varnished in between each layer, and if you know paintings, you know you don't do that because it makes it way harder to restore.
So what you're saying is Da Vinci sucked.
It's just a hack.
Like the only reason Da Vinci's portraits and shit were like even notable is because he made so few of them, and because he also did some other cool stuff.
Like invented murder machines.
Yeah.
And the Mona Lisa
And was
specifically has a provenance of being stolen and disappearing and then being found again, and it being the most expensive painting
He
in the
also
world came from
yeah.
that history rather
They
than
also
like
helped
its
the
artistic
Assassin's
quality.
Guild. And that was quite notable.
You also what?
Helped the Assassin's Guild.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so yeah, what you got is these guys died before Strahd rose to his current state of 400 plus years of ruling.
Yep.
Relatively uncontested.
Wick sidles over to Narlag and just like, what do you think's in there?
Shitload of gold.
I think I would quite like to see that.
Not even gonna roll insight on that.
And a quick arcana on it's not a vampire sarcophagus. There's no like deep aura of we're gonna fucking open the thing and blah blah fuck yeah, vampires, we forgot about oh god damn it.
Thank you for letting me out. It's been dark in there for so long.
No, I bite you, blah.
Wait,
Boy, am I thirsty.
just in case, could you get
Right,
rid
so
of
they're
the
like,
steak?
you didn't check for fucking vampires, guys. You're in a vampire castle.
I mean, like, firstly, Wick, could you, when I open it, straight away just stab him with a stake, just in case?
I mean, that's kind of what I'm here for.
Yep. He's already in attack mode.
Well,
So
okay.
I'm
Yeah,
already
yeah.
waiting to do
Alright.
that.
Yeah, but like, before it even has a chance to move, just like open it, crack, alright, let's look.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty
pretty
much what I was
Alright.
going to do.
Alright,
okay,
cool.
so who's opening
I'll open it.
Oh, because you got telekinesis still running,
yeah,
haven't you?
yeah, I still got it for like probably another 5
There's
minutes.
a 1,000 pounds is pretty much just like slides the marble top off. Less of a lift, it's more like just slides off sideways.
Are you sending that out as well?
I am eating it out of the building.
This is just fucking Breath of the Wild. It's like, I've got this ability now. It's like, if I can hit it with a hammer a few times, poof, off it goes.
If I've got it, I'm doing it.
Might want to put it back on later.
Yeah.
like in about 5 seconds' time, when this guy tries to get up with a fucking steak pulley stapled into his shoulder.
All right, fine.
No, I'm always going to lean in on what you fucking said you did, because that's what you did.
Here's a bag of oranges. Yeet that out the window.
But what if I need the vitamin C?
Go after them. I can dive in after those fucking bad boys.
I would quite like
It's satisfying. This is just...
do this barrel.
Yeah!
It's like when you first get the full Frust Rodash out in Skyrim. You just,
Oh, yeah. You go, oh, what do you mean I've got to fucking wait 24 hours for this to come back? Fuck!
You get it, and all the monks are around you who just taught you, and you're like, boom, they were flying. Oh, sorry.
How did you not know that was going to happen? Fucking, you idiots.
I'll pay for that.
Alright, so, yeah, you yeet the fucking coffin top out the window. At some point, we're just going to go for immersion therapy on this. We're just going to say yeet so often that you start to like it. You'll come out the other side, you're just throwing stuff all over the place.
getting a good ab workout today.
Yep.
The boat ride back. Yeet, yeet, yeety, yeet, yeeting down the yeet. Yeet, yeet.
It stopped having all meaning because it started from a bad...
Life is such a yeet.
Wick starts a timer. How many more yeet? How much time you got for yeet jokes?
What happens when we open the sarcophagus?
Well, roll to attack because you've got a You said you were going to fucking just hammer.
He was going to do that.
Oh yeah, so whoever's going to be fucking going hammer time on this guy, do it. Roll attack on this body that's within the sarcophagus.
I think I get to 14, but I will double check.
Do you get advantage because it's like lying down?
It's certainly a surprise attack.
Can a corpse be surprised?
Can it not be?
I get to
True.
15.
Just check the stats.
It's
Oh, wait, is it a surprise attack?
What's going on?
I don't know. All right, so
All right, you stab Lyra Blackwell in the chest.
all right. So what weapon did you have for this one, by the way?
This is the sun sword.
The sun sword.
So it's doing radiant damage.
All right, fantastic. You basically plunge this sword like directly into the chest of this form that's in the
It's the
coffin.
father, isn't it? I've used the son to kill the to stab the father.
You use the sun in both the forms of saying that word
Yeah,
to stab
a dead.
the father of Strahd.
I get it. The sun.
Yeah, I
sword.
don't. I don't make a mental connection to the sun. I just kind of put it back and like.
But yeah, essentially you plunge this like deep into the chest of this sort of form that's laying inside the sarcophagus, and those watching alongside, which I'm assuming is pretty much fucking everyone at this point because all eyes are on this. You see the chest like crack in like 5 places, like from the point where the sword plunges into the middle.
By this
outwards.
point, it's just bones. Isn't it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You see like these cracks like form, and they're probably like a good like sort of ½ inch to an inch cracks that run from the point of entry of the sword to the outside edge of the chest. The whole and one whole chunk just like shifts away like a wedge of cheese from the center. What?
I'm enthralled. Keep going.
I am curious.
And
as
this
fuck.
bit sort of like rolls to the point where it's like a cone sort of pointing up. So the broken off point points up towards the sky, and you just see like it's a sort of greyish white mass, just with the outside edge has got the color of like these regal purple robes. What?
Is it like just a piece of clothing, or is it like?
It is not. The outside edge of this is also made of that same material. The inside is just coloured, and you take one sort of moment to actually like stop and look, and the features are not quite right. They're all a little bit off. It's just roll investigate, all four of you.
Can we just give like him and like one of those two advantage?
It's fine.
No, because you're all investigating this
I
at the same time. Because you guys are like looking at this and like, the fuck?
I got a 26.
26?
18.
9.
2.
You think this is real weird, and you thought insides of people look different to this. It's a... I'm going to work from the bottom up.
I mean,
upwards.
like, it looks like his insides, but like, why does it look like everyone else's insides?
Yeah, I thought humans had organs and bones and stuff. Yeah. What have I been doing wrong? Do I not need to do this? Do hearts not need to beat? What is this?
I want to be a part of your world.
I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing.
Okay, keep going.
It's not often I get to rant lyrics from The Little Mermaid and people. Ulrich was the next up.
You stab a dead body, right? Under the sea, under the sea, under the sea.
Ulrich was the next in the ascending order of successes here. You're looking at this sort of this chunk of, as I described it, a wedge of cheese-shaped part that sort of rolled away from the point where you stabbed it, and it's got a sort of whole sort of waxy consistency to it. He's worked it out now. It's like maybe the body is turned into like soap. What is this? You two basically look at it straight away like this is a fucking wax effigy of the body.
Oh, they've done the old fake body trick, haven't they? The old rum and tugger. What?
That's what we used to call
That's
it.
what we used to call. You get a fake body and you put that in the place in the grave, and then the constabulary thinks that it's complicated. Don't worry about it.
What you both see beneath the sort of the wax body is basically where the sword has hit the stone on the other side and actually cracked through, and beneath that you can see where a couple of the bits of the stonework have fallen inwards. You can see a much dustier section underneath. You can see a few fragments of actual bone and like rotted cloth and so forth underneath. So essentially, you've got coffin top, which is now bottom of the Sayre River. Maybe implanted into the cliffside on the other side of the river, and we don't know. We haven't actually looked outside yet.
We don't care.
Don't know. Don't care. That's a whole problem for later. You've got wax replica of body, and beneath that are his actual earthly remains.
Let's have a look through the actual earthly remains.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
That's 3 in one fucking day.
Nice.
For no reason.
You're sort of like peering through the gaps that you've got there, and yeah, you can sort of see anything that was possibly able to rot has rotted. Like the last sort of fragments of color or anything like you can see in the cloth are so rotted that even at the slightest touch they just fall into dust. The bones are still sort of laid out like. In the shape of human, but they are like all sort of collapsed down to a flat state. So like all the ribs are sort of like fallen over sideways because there is nothing holding them into place anymore. You can see the slightest glint within the jaw bones of a couple of golden teeth, and you can see around around some of the fingers where there are rings. You can because the hands have like fallen down flat to you can see those gauntleted things that were the gauntleted hands that were displayed in the carving. They're in the coffin as well.
Magic on?
Sorry,
Would he still have detect magic on?
Yeah, it would still be running. Yeah.
there's nothing
Yep.
innately magical in there, but yeah, there's some stuff if you want to go for good old tomb raiding.
Fucking scoop everything up, flick everyone a tooth in a ring. Payday, boys. Paychecks. Did you put your timesheets in? Did you put your timesheets in?
I mean, he's the only one that actually has to put a timesheet in.
I'm sorry. Have you not been putting your timesheets in? I'm just going to have to take that back. Talk to Debbie in HR.
Fine.
Get a SAP login.
Alright, next sarcophagus.
Okay.
Like, not even really bothering to wait for them to get into attack position this time, because,
Okay.
Also not yeeting this one, because... I'm done with yeeting at the moment.
Okay. Like I said, this one here is a
Psych yeet.
Okay, this is a white marble. The visage you got in there is a small like a sort of smaller framed woman. She's got long braids and plaits running down each side. Her hands are held below with like the long cuffed like draping robes. In the visage there. She's got ornate sort of jewellery that sort of runs across her forehead and then sort of down each side across the top of her cheekbones and across to her ears.
Cool.
They've actually got pictures
Ooh.
of the two as I've been trying to describe.
Oh, wow. Not what I expected.
That is... Wow. That man looks evil AF.
Well, he did raise Strahd.
Yeah, I kind of thought that the point was supposed to be that they're cool and he was a dick.
Like
But
there
they
might
don't
have
look
been like
cool.
like it was way ancient times. There might have been warlords or something, but they weren't like inherently evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he has an inherently evil haircut. Though.
Yeah.
That, at least, like, he may be okay.
I mean, like
but his haircut's a
that
dick.
might just be the Widow's Peak. Like Widow's Peak's generally like nothing against them really,
Did you say
but
Weirdo's Peak?
yes, I said Widow's Peak. But no, like Widow's
It's that.
Widow's Peaks are really, really easy to style to look evil. It's just how they work.
But yeah, so are you yeeting there? You did say surprise yeet. Okay, so coffin goes bye. This time there is no wax sculpture underneath.
Okay, so that's the actual body.
There is a skeletal form underneath. There is like a white funerary shroud around it, basically holding it all together. It doesn't show the same signs of decay. Like,
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Ulrich, stab, please, now.
Okay, roll. You
If
don't
only
just gotta-
somebody didn't yeet the thing out the window.
Over 20.
Over 20.
23.
Okay. Yeah, you just sort of drive sword into chest, and a lot of that cloth just sort of like just fragments away. The
Also cheese.
because she was actually just made of cheese.
This one's more like Parmesan.
a very well aged cheddar. But yeah, the where you sort of stab the bones just sort of like shift and rattle away. And you hear the sound of like a metal hitting stone. Of
Or laser sword hitting stone.
no, you hear the sound like as all the sort of the bones sort of like reposition after you've stabbed through the middle of them. You hear the sound of just like just a small piece of metal hitting marble.
I have a look in there now.
Okay, investigate, please.
Yeah. Can someone help me with this, please? I'm doing so shitty today. That's a 9.
I will also have a poke around. A 20 total.
20 total. All right, so you're sort of poking through. You
So bad at
you
this
basically
today.
like poke some of the remains with like your sword cane. I think that's what something you've got.
It's just a regular cane.
It's just a regular cane?
It's just like a bowler-looking cane.
Cool, sweet. I actually thought it was a sword cane. Ignore that point. But you poke it in. As you do, like the skull sort of like falls to the side, and you hear the sound of like a rattle inside the skull, and sort of you. Yeah, basically, like, I'm going to.
I'm not fucking squeamish about this shit.
Okay, cool. You're
No,
like,
why he's in there.
basically pick
Today,
up-
today,
as
today, today.
you sort of pick the skull up and you hear and like tilt it slightly. You hear the sound of like something metal rolling around it on the inside, and sort of looking in through any number of the holes that look inside brain case, and you can see this copper coin, sort of rolling around on the inside. And as you've picked it up, you see another one of those coins that's sort of sitting against the stonework,
So it would have been on the eyes.
quite possibly.
Like
That's
the thing from before.
Like the other thing.
But you've got your magic, you've got detect magic going. Any residual magic that might have been on this has long since failed.
Yep.
Which is clearly obvious by the fact that this is, now very, very decayed.
Yeah, yeah.
But definitely,
but
didn't,
not
definitely,
as much
didn't,
as
definitely
yeah.
didn't start decaying at the same time that.
Yep. Would there be enough information there to draw conclusions as to why the king of Barov wouldn't have got the same treatment? It's odd that she gets the anti-decaying magic and he gets a wheel of cheese.
From the actual physical bodies, it's probably not enough to determine why one was chosen and one wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, my guess would have been that she died
Daddy
after.
issues.
Died after.
Or before, or at the same time.
Yeah, like she died at a different time than him, at least, and
Yeah, but-
like either he wanted her body preserved for a longer amount of time, and then like someone else was just like, oh yeah, just replace him with a wheel of cheese.
Or daddy issues. Strahd has daddy issues and doesn't like them.
All right, okay. Not just like generalized daddy issues. Like that's just an explanation for shit in general. Yeah.
I mean, it usually is, but still.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay.
From the actual bodies, it would be hard to determine that. You might want to, you'd probably look into some of the historical records
Yep.
of around the time when they died and work out possibly from that. But by studying the bodies that are 400 plus years old.
I'm making notes of anything of the history of this family and just trying to piece together sort of the timeline of
You're going to write a
everything.
book about this
I'm
later.
probably going to write a
Yeah.
book
Oh,
about all of this later. Yeah. So anytime, like, there's books and I want to, read something, investigate something, that sort of general area is what I'm going for.
All right, now that we've desecrated this tomb,
Where should we go?
Well, you got one direction really, which is upstairs.
All right, Paladin, do you want to lead the way?
I've got in my kit a covered lantern.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lantern that has like a switch to turn it on and off,
Yep,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
torch.
Yep.
So I will light that.
How much light does the sun sword produce?
Does it not say in the description of how much light? I believe it's actually in there. Of how far it casts. I think it just has the light spell on it.
It's like a 45 watt bulb.
It's one of those energy saving bulbs, so it's basically not much better than a candle
It doesn't say.
in the wind.
It's got like a weird yellow tinge to it as well.
Maybe it doesn't produce any light. It doesn't say.
I would have assumed it was at least 5 feet.
I mean, it can hear and has normal vision out to a range of 60 feet.
So it doesn't have dark vision.
No.
Okay.
But there's nothing about it producing light, actually. So,
I mean, you have been filling in this whole lightsaber business for it yourself. So.
yes. I mean, it's called the Sun Sword.
It also doesn't go whoosh, whoosh.
Oh no, I'd be
and-
making those noises as it does it, yeah. I've been clear about that. Or it's a sun sword, but...
Yeah, or like this is just like generic sunblade. And it's bright light in the 15 foot
Oh
radius.
wait, it has, however, gained the properties of a sun blade.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I didn't see that bit. So, yeah.
So yeah, 15 feet is it?
Yeah, bright light for 15 feet and dim light for an additional.
There you go.
Okay. But I can turn it on and off as well, so... But it is useful to have multiple.
Well, okay. Maybe if you want to turn that off and use the covered lantern until we at least know what's on the other side of where we're going.
I mean,
The sneaky approach.
the premise is I've got it lit and closed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I need a light source, I have one.
There you go.
As opposed to fumbling around in the dark trying to light my lantern.
It also says that, like, as an action, you can expand how much light it has, like up to reach for 30 foot of each, or to a minimum of 10 foot for each.
Cool.
You can make
If you
it.
had somebody who was like had an inquisitive mind and exploring how the sword works in their possession, maybe they would find that out themselves.
This is true, but like, you know,
But he's not. He's got a lightsaber that goes on.
He goes voom voom voom.
makes
voom.
vroom.
There's light goes on, light goes up, light goes on, light goes up,
The
light goes
sword
on.
makes vroom noises if you make the vroom noises.
When you do this and make this sound with your mouth. All right. The staircases lead upwards into the milky darkness,
yo,
inky darkness,
okay.
milky.
No.
It's when you do milk wrong.
You can see in the dark, can't you?
Yes, actually, quite well.
What's up there?
What do I see? I also see through magical darkness.
You also see magical darkness. Okay, up the stairs you see basically into a pretty cavernous space. Not the highest ceiling, but still probably a good sort of 20 to 25 feet high
It's pretty high
ceiling space. It's still pretty high.
Yeah.
It's not
but-
Elon Musk on a podcast high, but it's pretty high.
Wick, would you be able to give me some pointers of what I should probably look up?
But of course, you're looking up a staircase, so you can't really see much of what's actually on the ground space. But you can see that essentially you can see roof, and that roof just keeps on going until you can't see beyond the staircase.
But I asked Wick for pointers.
As you go up the staircases as well, because everyone can see this at this point because the lights sort of showing it. You got that landing that's partway up. At that landing, there are at each side there is a bronze statue holding a spear that are sort of facing towards each other.
Okay, well, those are definitely traps.
Shoot, Mike, do you want to throw a shoot?
But like asking Wick for pointers, like, you know, while I do my perception check, because I have dark vision and he is better at finding things, so I want advantage.
Well, I look. I don't know what sort of. I've been doing this for many years. There's a level of intrinsic training and instincts that I have into it. I'm not sure I can impart that to you in the space of 5 seconds.
Yes, but like, what would you recommend I
really
look for?
like
Are
the,
there
the
any-
muscle memory to throw the shoe. It's very.
Are there any monsters or things?
I mean, like, assuming his advice has given me advantage. Like, has his advice given me advantage or no?
Look for things.
Look for.
I mean, you're just saying you get advantage on the
Like,
thing.
I
said
I was
ask you a question, and then I just granted you advantage
no, like,
magically.
I'm asking him to help me with looking for stuff, and by like, because he can't see, I'm like going.
I imagine this is.
and I was inherently resistant to that thing.
I mean, the first roll was.
Unless you want to essentially play a round of keep talking or we all explode. Have
The
you?
answer's no.
If you want to talk him through what to look for, you can.
What does that even mean, though?
What's that?
It's a VR computer game.
I know. Just what is me describing? I don't know. Look for things.
Well, I mean, like, you know what traps and shit look like, and you know where people would hide normally. I make a small ball, like a hand-sized ball bearing, and like chuck it in front of the statues.
Okay. Nothing happens.
All right, cool. I walk ahead.
All right. You. Okay. You're going in first.
The only one with dark vision.
Yep. All right. Up to the landing.
Yep.
What is your alignment?
Oh boy.
Lawful neutral. I mean, there's much debate over that, but it is officially lawful neutral.
I should have thrown a shoe.
You
The shoe would have been a good call.
Yeah, what's the
Because
alignment?
your
What's the alignment of your shoe? That's left.
It's going to do the same fucking job.
Yeah, I didn't do it. Y'all's working. We're all working towards that joke. Nothing happens. You walk past.
Seems fine to me.
Who's next?
Y'all,
Screw it, I'm next.
y'all
right.
bitches with good alignments.
Are you turning your sword on? Now you're walking into darkness.
Yeah, if I'm walking into darkness, I'll turn on the sword.
All right, and you sort of walk up to towards this landing. Describe how you walk up to this landing, because I know your alignment.
I'm basically, I think the entire time I'm in this place, I'm just going to be like, yeah, shield to the ready, just...
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Like the picture of the Dragon Ball paladin in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way up to this landing, and
also, like, keeping an eye on these things with spears, because they...
as you sort of approach, they're a good sort of 10 to 12 feet high. The spears themselves are sort of pointed to a point that is sort of probably a little bit above your head.
I ready in action to throw a shoe.
Are they against the wall?
Not right up against the wall.
Okay.
You probably got about a few feet between the wall and
I'm
them.
waiting for these things to attack me. Like, it's...
And as you're sort of walking, roll me a perception check as you sort of breach the threshold, so to speak.
15.
15. You sort of look, and you get the distinct impression, like you feel like the eyes are following you as you move, but you pass beyond the threshold, uninhibited. Next.
I'm gonna go.
Throw a shoe. If someone doesn't throw a shoe, I'm going to be pissed at this point.
I'm going to sidle behind the statue rather than walking between them.
Uh-huh. Okay, can you roll me...
The death save.
Roll me athletics to sort of squeeze yourself through there. It's a real bit of sidling. It's not got the most amount of space.
I rolled a 20.
Oh, yeah, you sort of like... You managed to just fucking like... not Jenga, that's the wrong term for it.
Jenga.
Jenga.
A Jenga around there.
Jenga's not the right one. It's Twister?
I like it.
It's a little bit Twister, a little bit entrapment. You're sort of like...
Yeah. Okay. I got the Catherine Zeta-Jones part.
Yeah.
I was waiting. Yeah.
That's the angle I'm going for. You could
Like you guys hadn't noticed it before because there was always like cloaks and stuff in the way, but he like slides underneath the thing, and you're like, damn. You got a ladybug.
But yeah, you pass to the other side of the line between the two warrior statues,
Aye.
and you are fine.
Aye.
Why are you?
So aside from you taking like a weirdly circuitous route around what is essentially architecture, everyone else has just walked through the room and literally nothing has happened, right?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Like everyone's maybe felt a thing, but no one said anything out loud. The eyes didn't actually move to follow.
That's how we felt.
That's how we felt, but like someone walking behind him didn't see like a statue go.
No?
No?
No,
Well, then I'm
no
like,
one's walking
I'm just
right
fucking
behind him.
walking straight ahead.
Someone was fucking Catherine Zeta-Jones himself around the side of the fucking statue. What do you do, Wayne?
I'm just walking straight ahead.
Alright. So
Wheel.
Wizard alert! Wizard alert!
We got a 10-15.
2319! 2319!
Oh no.
Okay. So you walk confidently as if nothing is an issue or whatsoever. Up the first flight of stairs, make your way to the landing, and stroll on through. And up the next and start your way up the next set of stairs.
All right.
Why did that have to be a thing?
I don't know how to feel about that.
There is a whole thing here. There is literally a thing here
I'm sure there is.
for this whole bit.
Okay.
And everyone has
nice
done things appropriately in ways that are listed in this space. What?
Okay.
I have a lot of questions and can't ask any of them.
This is one of those occasions where, it's like, what do you do? The DM rolls something. Yes, that clearly happens.
Make a perception check for literally no reason.
All right, you guys are at the heading up towards the top of this staircase.
All right.
Let
What
me
do
just
I
go
s-
back and just sort of wave my arm between the...
What do I see in the darkness?
Yeah, I got a whole lot of scrolling to get to this section.
Remember,
Oh,
120 feet through magic and non-magic darkness.
All right,
Jesus.
Hashtag humble brag.
Yeah. No, boy. I'm specifically mentioning this
I'm
because
the
last
brat.
time there was magic darkness, Ryan forgot it,
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
and I lost
Is it
faith,
fair?
and I was very upset about that.
Okay. What you see ahead of you is ancient catacombs. They have arched ceilings supported by wide, hollow columns that double as
You don't
crypts.
generally get like new catacombs, though, do you?
What, if you get a freshly
brand-
freshly built?
Brand new
Building?
catacombs. They're not really catacombs, then, are they?
I mean, like, yeah, like.
Well, they are.
Well, are they though? Is that like a?
there's no new catacombs. Like,
No.
there's new buildings, but there's no
With
new,
because we haven't
with a
needed-
particularly designed basement area.
But-
It's not until you start putting a lot of bodies in there that you start calling them catacombs. Is that what you're saying?
no. Like, what I'm saying is,
There's a
like,
certain threshold of bodies.
there's new buildings. There's new buildings with basements. There's new buildings with spooky basements, but there's no like new buildings with catacombs.
I think something has to earn its catacomb-ness over time. I don't think you're putting like a fresh coat of spackle on a newly constructed catacomb.
Otherwise, it's just a mold.
I don't think that's a thing.
Like,
Why the fuck are you looking at me?
This is usually you.
between the
I'm
three of
looking
you
for
decided
you-
I'm the authority on
I'm
this?
looking for you to either back me up or make a shitty comment.
Hey,
Usually both.
fucking come on, I can do both at once. You dumb idiot.
I mean,
Okay,
you
that's all
you
I got.
literally did just do both.
You are correct though. You can pile a bunch of dead bodies in a new house and that man has a murder basement. But then you
That's-
cast forward 400 years and those are the catacombs.
You could buy John Wayne Gacy's block.
I mean, you can't.
I don't want to know about that.
It's on the market right now for $530,000 US.
Jesus.
I mean,
That's
that's
a lot of
not
It's not the
that's-
original
That's
house.
not outside the realm of
I
possibility.
mean, look at the economy.
The actual house has been taken down, but the block of land it was on and the new houses that have been built onto it, you can buy because it's currently on the market.
How would you know that? Why do you know that?
It's probably been a news story or something.
Why would you know that?
You've
I'm in the market for a new place.
You've got a very particular domain.com.au filter going on.
I'm on some lists. No, it was mentioned in last podcast on the left.
What about the last podcast on the right?
Well, that's
So,
not what it is. That's a,
What do we see?
oh shit! You see cobwebs hanging limply in the musty air. Limply was a
Can I do a perception check?
Moistly.
thick fog clings to the floor.
Yeah, right, I was right. It is moist.
And you can sort of just, when the mist sort of moves around a little bit, especially with the breeze that's coming from behind you, you can see like when the mist sort of moves away, you can just see like the whole floor is sort of slick with like this old, moldy, sort of putrid waste slime. It's
Ew.
it's gross.
It's gross. Yeah.
Good
You
thing no one doesn't
with your vision. You get the sensation like the whole roof seems like it's moving.
Can I do a perception check?
You can do a perception check.
Yay!
Why?
Fuck!
What's wrong with you guys?
God damn it! Why am I rolling so shittily today?
You're doing
Yeah,
worse
man,
than I am.
Man, this brand new HM Catacombs has one of those fancy new moving ceilings.
Like,
How do they do that?
I haven't rolled above a 10 except that one time when we were like having the floating boat.
We shouldn't have wasted it on floating boat times.
Good times.
You shouldn't have Flappy Birded your good rolls.
I think that was a good investment, actually.
No, it was great.
Yeah, that's what you get. You get one of those fancy new movement sealants.
I mean, I know a fancy new movement sealant ain't normal, so tell them, but like, I
You're
don't
like-
fucking know.
Yeah, you got no idea why it seems to be moving. Whether it's if it's made of liquid or others.
Or if it's just a shitload of bats.
It could be a shitload of bats.
I mean, if you say that out loud, that probably warrants an amount of investigation.
Yeah. I'll let you guys do it, because I can't do it for shit, obviously.
Well, I got a bat for this.
Technically, you don't know that.
Well, yeah, but like, you know.
So what do you do? What do you say?
I mean, like, telepathically, because we're...
Okay, yep.
Um,
I'm glad you said that.
I can't see anything out here, but,
Who are you telling this to?
all three of them.
It's not a single person at a time?
It is. Okay, well, first to him, then to him, then to him.
Okay, fine.
First to the rogue, then to the wizard, then to the idiot.
Why are you talking to yourself, though?
Sometimes it helps calm me down, okay?
The feedback is atrocious.
It really is. It just keeps looping.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So, Rogue, first.
The ceiling is moving, but I
You also have dark. You
don't
don't have dark vision.
I can't see anything wrong with it, but I can see the ceiling's moving at least.
I did eat a whole tab of acid, though. Dude, my hands are huge.
I tell you about the time.
That guy was made out of cheese.
I tell you about that time I convinced a guy that was on acid that sharks were the most religious of any animal.
That's mean.
I said it was like it wasn't even like.
I guess it's not really mean.
It wasn't even
how
like
you
me
gonna?
trying to convince him. I just said it as a joke, but I said it so confidently he believed me wholeheartedly.
Fair. I guess it's not really a damaging thing. You're not exactly going to go start trying to get evangelized by a shark.
Yeah.
You get other things by a shark. Rogue, what is your plan with the news of moving ceilings?
I will like eye contact with YU.
Yep.
And make a little like bat signal, like some kind of bat signal.
You get your hooded fucking lantern, put your hands in front of it, and do like this, shining against the mist.
I make a little bat with my hands, and then I point at the ceiling, and I'm like,
Seriously, right now you are making fun of my dead parents. That's fucking classy, dude.
Oh boy.
That's wow. Is that nice?
Also, that could just be a raven. He could think that you're like trying to go, hey, I'll be a raven and go over there.
or you could go with me on this and not be dicks about it. That works too.
I mean, I haven't said anything.
I think you know that we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
No, Patrick. Yep, I get that. That's straightforward. Bat up.
Yeah.
Batter up.
Batter up.
All right.
You're being quiet
yeah,
right now. I don't have telepathic things.
Or the capacity to say it.
You don't have telekinesis. We get it.
Yeah, that trick takes half a second to recognize what the hell is going on. There's a shit ton of bats.
Ah,
They are all sort of roosting, essentially, because it's now daytime outside, and this is sleep time for bats. That also explains the state of the floor.
ew.
Although on the plus side, you get to like add some bonuses to your spell pouch because you need guano for a lot of spells, don't you?
I mean, we could also, we could also just like set it on fire as an emergency tactic.
Yeah, I was about
This
to
is,
say,
it goes
like,
back
that's
to
a-
that whole scene where, like,
Yeah.
just massive explosion on the lowest floor of Castle Ravenloft.
Yeah, I feel
and,
like
and 4 bodies just flying out the side of it.
that's
Looks like we're blasting off again.
that's kind of plan. Let's call that
Looks like
plan
we're eating up again.
Y.
Plan yeet.
Fine, yeet, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, so to give you the rest of the information, because you did say, like, you looked at the roof and everything, but looking around the rest of the space, directly across the room, which is
Big.
about 50, 60 feet across, On the far side, there is a column going upwards with a staircase, a circular staircase running around it.
And it's made entirely out of guano.
It's made of cheese. Off in each direction, you can see there is a largest door in the the northern and the southern walls. That's what you can sort of make out. There's like archway doors that you can see, sort of like bars running through them.
From when we were plotting this out before, when we were looking at the maps and schematics, we had planned to go, I believe, to the left of where we come in to start with.
Yep, because you got this. You've come into this room here. That's where you came in. You've come up these stairs here. You're looking up. You can see that area there. You can see a doorway over this way. You can see a doorway over that way.
Yeah, the attack plan we had was to check out those two side rooms.
Yep.
That was the play-in.
Throughout the rest of the floor along here, you see dozens of crypt and sarcophagus chambers. Like they're just like propped up in the middle, in amongst the floors. Each of them, a lot of them have intricately carved like images of the people that are sort of buried within, but there are more than 30.
Are these crates or sarcophagi?
I did just say crypts and sarcophagi. I am not doing the crate bit again because
We know crates means vampires.
we knows
Because we got mad.
you got mad because I described him exactly how it was described in the bit that I have to read out.
Not mad at you, I'm mad at Wizards of the Coast.
Fuck Hasbro.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a whole part of exploring to do.
I tell them about the room, like the stairway just directly across us. I
Yep.
tell them about the left and right.
So there's no light in here right now, right?
No, not currently.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we want to keep it that way.
Well, I mean, we cannot see, so
Yeah, the 3 out of 4 of you cannot see into full darkness.
I can
unless
get
we-
by
like it-
tabbing back and forth off
I mean,
battery.
can I see any sconces or braziers anywhere?
I
mean-
most of the pillars have like oil lanterns strapped to the side, but none of them are currently lit.
I assume we're running off the assumption that all of these bats can report back to Stride. So
You're running off that assumption literally all the time
Yeah.
and won't shut up about it. So like don't put us in that group.
okay, well, I'm running off that assumption.
Yes.
So
we know you're running off that assumption
we want
because you
light?
say it at every single point.
Yes. Just to reiterate the fact, but yeah, do we want to turn it like?
Do you want me
have
to
a light?
turn one on? Do you want me to turn all of them on?
I mean, you can turn your sword on dim, right? Just like turn the dial down.
We did discuss earlier that he's not smart enough to know that.
Cool.
Although I actually didn't realize it was.
Unless we want to like trail like hand on your shoulder while you lead us through the darkness, which I'm not comfortable with.
Fair
We
enough.
pretty much need to turn the lights on to creep through here.
How many of them? Like, as little as possible, as much as possible? What do we want?
I'm cool turning my lamp on
Okay.
just to shine in front of me.
Yep.
Uh,
It's just about 5 to 5.
Okay, cool. Because I got 2 different times here, and it was confusing me.
fair enough.
Because this says 5:15. So
Time is relative.
yes.
But that said, we can probably actually finish it here for the night.
Here is a good tense
Here's
point.
a good point to finish it.
And we have been going for 4 hours. 4 hours.
Roughly.
Yep. All right.
I'm happy there.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll finish up there and pick up the rest of Catacombs next time.
This is a good session. This is
We
good.
actually got in, like...
We did
there was
things.
some-
There was
Little-
rolls and
there was
dice.
rolls and dice and different things happening.
Bad rolls, yes.
Yeah, but bad rolls are fun. If everything just goes smoothly, the game's actually pretty boring.
True, but
The fun is in failure.
I
There's such a
do
thing
really
as too
enjoy
many
the way
battles.
that went. Where
Yeah,
you
like-
guys beefed it at every opportunity, and I really had a lot of fun not
But
Being a wizard.
part of yeah.
I think that's
watching
like
your party
best-
members get like a bolt through the leg. Like yeah, sure.
Like, that was hilarious.
And that's this week's episode of the Sunday Sessions. You can email the crew at isolatedcitygaming@gmail.com, follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Isolated City Gaming, and if you like what you hear, tell a friend. We're available across a lot of platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and on YouTube. Just search for Isolated City Gaming or the Sunday Sessions. Catch you out there.